Well, hello there, friends, and welcome back to the big show. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Roots. Roots, we posed a question during our last broadcast, the 2020 show. We said 2021 or 2020 Ti. I think we now have our answer.
Yeah, it sure seems like it's more of the same. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. And I'm alive, Wes. That's my thing. Anybody asks me how I'm doing, I tell them I'm breathing. I'm walking, talking. I can see. I can think. I have a lot of things to be grateful for. Hey, we got the like Spry Guy said, the Monday show on Tuesday, on Wednesday, or what we like to call the virtual show.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do now. Anytime that we stray away from Monday, which I mean, to be honest, could be more frequent going into the future, given my change in
Yeah.
work schedule. So we may play around with going through the week, but as of right now, this is an unnumbered series. We're just going whenever we decide to just get on and wing it, which is it's pretty much what we're doing here. We're getting on and winging it. We'll call it virtual show. As far as the Monday show series numbered, we'll start that back next week as we go back into our regularly scheduled program. But Roots, I'm glad to be back, man. Not, don't get me wrong. I have enjoyed my break. It was a needed break. But I love the community. I love all our friends here in the virtual strangers community, and I'm glad to be back in front of a camera and keyboard.
Yeah, I was saying to the chat, and I kind of actually, or to the chat, to the Discord, and I meant it. Like, I felt lost because the show drives my gameplay, and there was no show, and so I was like, well, I don't know what to play, and and then when I talked to you, and I was like, yeah, I want to do a show because it actually literally put me in a game that I've had for a month and I've never touched, and I've got to check it out today for the first time. And it's one of the things that I like to do. And like you, I like to spend time just hanging out and talking to the community, hanging out with you. And the most exciting thing that you said that I heard when you talked about the virtual show or this extra show, right? Is it's a third show, like on top of everything else. So I mean, some weeks you're gonna have more content. Maybe I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all shapes up. It's exciting to me, and yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, a good year for those of you who might enjoy a third show. We've got some pokers in the fire, some stuff that we're working on. Still a couple of months away from coming to fruition, but cool stuff ahead for our channel. Yeah, and what you're saying is true. The show generally drives the gameplay, but to an extent because we cover what we want to play, and this is one of those cool situations where it just kind of came together organically. I happened to buy a game yesterday, and you just so happened to have that game already. I didn't even know you had it, so it just made sense that we should check it out, and you should check it out. But other than that, dude, I've been playing a lot of different things, jumping in and out of a lot of the games that we gave praise to during the 2020 show, and playing mostly on my G2 and enjoying it. It's been fun. It's been a fun week.
Let me ask you this: did you do any of your New Year's resolution? And by that I mean flat gaming. You said you were going to play, and now before you answer, I'm pretty sure it's not because you didn't get to play any VR that entire week getting up to the 2020 show. So you've probably been VRing it up. Me, I've been doing some flat gaming as well, and people think that it's like, well, they weren't saying about me directly in the Discord, but they said that certain people had abandoned VR because I've seen them playing some flat games. That doesn't mean you abandon VR; it just means you want to check out some amazing AAA flat games that have came out recently, right?
Right. And yeah, that's still on my to-do list. Now with that said, I had two main resolutions for the year, and the other one being, work toward finishing the games that I start. And that was really what I focused on.
Mm.
I went into, and we'll talk about it in a little while. I went back into Vienna. I went back into Jupitergrad, 1976. All the stuff that we've been talking about for months now, all these awesome games, I've been putting in progress on them. Haven't made it to the end quite yet. I even jumped back into Trover Saves the Universe for a minute,
Oh, wow.
but it didn't play well with my WMR, so I just kind of
Mm.
dropped back out of it. I didn't
What
feel like tweaking.
Why? I don't understand, man. Windows Mixed Reality's been around for quite a while. You know, this is what's funny, and I don't know what you played it through. If you played it through, I guess I'm assuming through Steam, right? Um,
Yeah, and it was, and it wasn't that it didn't run. I didn't like the frame rate on it.
okay.
It had a hitch every now and then, and that game shouldn't. And I know it
Mm,
was because I had my settings up too high because I had them jacked, and I just didn't feel like messing around with it. I went out and started playing something else. I just didn't want to tweak settings at the time.
I don't blame you. Well, you got to go with what you feel like is drawing you into it, right? So, but
Yeah, and I gotta get a full-time gamepad for my PC as well because like half the time I'll go into a game to start playing it and it'll tell me that it's a gamepad only game.
mm,
And I just don't feel like going and grabbing my controller and pairing it over. So I'll just play something else. And that was the case. Trover suggests that you use a gamepad, but even from there I went into the Adventure Time game, Magic Man's Head games. Again, gotta have a gamepad, so
mm.
couldn't play that one without friction, which
What?
was what I was trying to avoid.
Well, and I know you're gonna go against it immediately because I every time I've ever brought it up to you off the show, but man, if you can find one, and I know you've got PlayStations, but if you can get an Xbox one with a dongle that on sale, like a Black Friday sale or some sale, I got mine for like 40 some bucks. It just connects to everything. I just push a button, it's fucking.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sure it's great. It's not really that I'm have anything against the Xbox controller. It's more of a I have a hard time spending $50 on a controller when I already have a bunch of them
you got
and
to
I
buy
could
one.
buy.
You got to buy one anyway. So if you're buying one specifically, you said I need one specifically for my
Well,
PC.
here's the thing. Like for Christmas, we got like three new controllers in the house. Four new controllers in the house
Well,
now.
problem
I
solved.
could go grab one of those.
Just go
Yeah,
grab
yeah, I
one of
could.
those, and that's your now just your thing.
Exactly, exactly.
I,
They're Switch. They're Nintendo Switch Pro controllers,
mm,
but they work. There's a setting in Steam for it. All you gotta do is enable it, and it works just like an Xbox controller.
okay, now this all of this, and everybody was like, "Where is this going?" Okay, and this is just how everything works. It's all coming around because I was just about to mention before this came up Steam VR. You were talking about Steam, right? Like you can have fucking Switch controllers. You can play it with PlayStation. You can use everything on Steam. But if it's going to be Windows Mixed Reality, no, sorry. It's
Right.
weird, right? Like, and it's on their platform. I just think that they need to give. I just think it's a lack of attention. Like they just because if I love the fact that every game I play is usually almost always going to be work with my Oculus because Oculus is very prevalent, right? But that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
and
that they shouldn't fix it for a game that's been out like Trover for how long, or any
yeah,
game,
it's
I
been
guess.
out for a couple of years now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And here's the weird thing about that too. We've had WMR, this established platform, for all this time. Did you see over the last couple of days the new pictures of the next Samsung headset and the controllers that are coming with that?
Mm-mm. No, I haven't
Dude,
had a chance.
they're crazy. The ring comes back and goes over your wrist. Like the tracking ring goes around your wrist, and this thing just kind of curls around your hand and goes into your palms. It looks very ergonomic.
Hmm.
My only issue with it is the button interfaces. There's a trackpad, a menu button, and then another button slash joystick combo. It looks like it's like a tiny little joystick that you can
Hmm.
press in as a button as well. But there's not enough buttons on that thing, man. I don't know how anybody's going to play a game with that.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing with controllers. Seems like Oculus has got it, nailed it. And if Index didn't break all the time, they nailed what they've done. But some of these other companies don't seem to have a grasp. I mean, HTC, people will say the wands were amazing. I think they were a nightmare. They were like it was like let's try to design something that nobody's ever used, so you can relearn how to use a controller again. When joysticks are so good, I don't know, man, but it's just crazy.
Anyway, let's move on to a little bit of game talk. But first, let's kick off the show as we always do. And as we are always going to do going forward, Roots, we have another resolution to take into account here.
Oh
Before we
yeah.
say hello to the chat, I'd like to remind anyone who might be new, checking out the show for the first time, do please consider subscribing. It's the big red button down there. And be sure to hit that bell next to it so that you can stay up with all of our shows going forward. Good content plan this year. You're not going to want to miss it. Click the things.
Yeah. Wow. Look at Wes already. First day, first show. He's already getting that thing knocked off the bat. I'd forgotten already. And that is actually important. For some reason, people need to be reminded constantly to subscribe. So
Yeah, I don't like beating people over the head with it, but it is what it is. We're about this close to hitting that magic 1,000 mark, and that's when it's all going to take off like a rocket ship to the moon, Roots. When we hit that,
yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, I mean it's kind of what think about it. Dare to dream. YouTube actually push our content to somebody else instead of it having to like be somehow introduced into your feed. So
right, yeah, dude. That's kind of how it works. If we want to have any chance right now of being in somebody's recommended, I mean, we have to have like 1,000+ views on a video, which we don't hit very often. Not when it's new, anyway. I mean, we'll get there. I mean, some of our videos are 2, 3, 4,000 views, but like those are the older ones that have been out forever.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well, it all
back
happens.
when we were back when we were a little sketchy. You know.
Super sketch, dude. I'm surprised people like Mash Daddy, said he went back and watched the entire series, binge watched it, didn't go back to episode 1 and be like, "What is this shit? I'm out of here." And no, I'm just kidding.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was. It's always been a work in progress, but I'm getting pretty comfortable with where we're at. We're getting pretty decent, I think.
yeah, yeah. We're decent. We're getting there. So
Anyway, hello to our friends in chat, Onakazi, Lincoln Clay, Gamer Chick stopping by. Thanks for staying up. Person, Radio Runt, what's up, buddy? Onakazi, Techno
ooh,
Glitch, Alakazam, Brandon, Jim Hall. A lot of familiar faces here, Roots. The ride or die is coming out on this late Tuesday night to say hello. What's up, Mash Daddy? Thanks for stopping by.
I don't know, man. I got excited when I saw you announce it in the Discord. I was like, "Ooh, there's a show tonight." I was excited, but I was
Well, we
already.
got good games to talk about. We got good games to give away, Roots. We got a lot to do on what was pretty much again. So we're just kind of winging it here. We had a general idea what we wanted to do with the show, but not our normal, extensive preparation that we go through before we pull on one of these. But I think we're going to do all right, Roots. And as we always do on the Monday show, let's start off by talking about what we've been playing. I mentioned a few of the games a moment ago that I've been kind of jumping into, trying to make progress in, trying to achieve my resolution of actually finishing some games. And we've mentioned it before, and I guess it's a good time to bring it back up. We've mentioned before maybe kind of working in a segment to the Monday show, maybe every week, maybe every other week, where we both pick the same game to kind of try to make progress in. And I'm still all for that if you want to do that as well.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Like I said, I don't have as much, okay, think about it. You have an employee that works from home. You kind of need them to be self-motivated, right? They need to be able to know, hey, I need to get my job done. Having that structure, and I don't care if it's me and you agreeing, having that structure, that just it motivates me to get into stuff. So I'm telling you, I need virtual strangers more
Well,
than anybody.
I've had a couple ideas here, Roots, thinking on this concept of how we can, uh, you know, keep going into the same game and yet make it entertaining for people as we talk about it week after week. One way is the way that I just mentioned that we both pick a single game and plug away at it. We both have specific checkpoints that we try to make it to, and then we talk a little bit in detail about that segment of the game that we just played. Another way we could go about it is we have all different games, and I have kind of a competition in my head of sorts here.
Mm,
It would be a kind of a year-long thing. We each submit a list. These are the titles Roots wants to finish. These are the titles Wes wants to finish. And we'd have some kind of point system worked out. When Roots finishes one of his, he gets X amount of points. When Wes finishes one of his, he gets X amount of points. But here's the catch. If I finish one of Roots's games before he does, then I get like bonus points.
oh
And same
shit.
same for you. And then at the end of the year, we could have some kind of prize, whatever that might be. But I think I mean, we could do a show just on that.
I think that's a good idea. And then even having its own channel. like for the progress for Discord, so people can watch where we're going. You know what I mean? They can look, they can see the games that are on there, or whatever. I think it's a good idea.
Well, there would be strategy involved too, because like the games you pick, I mean, you know what I've played and how far I am into it, and I do you too. So I could pick games that might be a little more difficult for you to finish,
Oh
and vice
shit!
versa.
Oh
So you can't pick
god!
them off, and I can't pick them off. You know, there's a lot of facets to it, and I haven't really banged out the whole concept, but I've got the idea, and I think it might be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more fun. You know what else is going to be fun? Like when the my hairs here get about another inch longer and they're not curling up into some weird Sasquatch thing going on here. So
You got to hit that beard oil, man. That's what everybody says.
yeah, I need to do it like 24/7, I think. So
It's a job. It's an extra job, right?
yeah,
Keeping up with stuff like this. You know, I wouldn't even have my hair anymore if my wife didn't like it. It's such a task now to deal with it.
yeah. If I wasn't streaming, I'd shave this stuff off, dude. Streamers like are the people come into stream like it for some reason, so I'll leave it.
They
But
they, they like that Viking God of War look, you know.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, let's talk about what we've been playing. iRoots, as I mentioned during the 2020 show, have been trying to make a little progress toward Lone Echo. And the reason being, obviously, my HP Reverb G2. I was compelled recently to attempt to play some games in Revive, and it's worked great. I haven't had one issue with Revive. It's worked perfect every time I've tried to use
Hmm.
it. And this game absolutely jaw-dropping gorgeous in that headset. Now, the first time that I attempted raw data, Lone Echo, uh, and by the way, this playthrough, I started completely from scratch, went through the whole
Oh
tutorial, the
wow.
whole deal, started all over. The first time that I played it, you know, last year, the year before, whenever it was, um, I didn't make it very far. I mean, I had some hours in the game, but you know me, I'm the type of guy who turns over every stone, reads everything, and there's a lot inside that ship that you can go and interact with and learn about. And really, I didn't progress very much in the story the first time that I played. I just explored. I would move along the story, like maybe one or two different objectives each time I went in, but the majority of my time was spent just messing around. Um, this time, you know, I'm still kind of doing that to an extent, moving very slowly compared to your average gamer. But I've been in it a few times, and now I'm starting to make progress. And I made it outside of the ship. I never made it outside the ship the
Ooh.
first time. Now I'm outside the ship, and dude, in this headset, floating around in outer space with freedom to go where you want, I'm loving it, dude. I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of jealous. Actually, I need to go back into this game as I always crap on it every time and say I just grope on her and don't go anywhere. I did exactly that. I got outside and I couldn't because I've always loved space. I love the stars and just everything going on, and it is beautiful. Don't know if I've seen it in the Quest 2, but Rift S. I haven't quite seen it G2, but yeah, I think going back to that starry sky something I need to get into. So
Yeah, it's cool, man. A lot of people were critical of the gameplay loop, and I get it. It's a bit of a fetch quest, and that's not really what I enjoy about it. What I'm really digging about it is you can tell there's a story underlying here,
mm,
and slowly, clues come to light. So more than just fetching, you're investigating. You're trying to uncover the truth about the anomaly, about what's going on, about how it's affecting you, and it's a snail's pace, obviously, especially the way I play. But I'm really starting to dig the movement controls as well. The way that you can move around through space, and I'm having a good time.
mm.
Just one of the objectives is to find those little probe droid things that float around. I forget what they're called. Those little balls that you have to reactivate, and then they fly off. I'm having fun just hunting those things like an Easter egg hunt.
You know who else likes to hunt balls?
My mom!
Way to
Yeah.
get it in there, bro.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, man. You're right. I mean, I give it a crap time. I mean, how many games have I played through as a walking sim and said was amazing? So why would this one be any different. And it's actually not a walking sim. It's got puzzles. It's got a really amazing story, and it does kind of make you feel like, and at least for me, because I've made it probably as far as you have now, to where you're starting to see that relationship between Jack and her Olivia, and he's a robot, and like it's just weird. It's definitely something that I need to finish myself, and it's
Makes
actually
you
a few.
kind of feel it
Oh,
makes you kind of feel sorry for her, doesn't it? The way that she's developed this emotional attachment to this android makes you feel like she's been in space for way too long.
yeah, she needs to get back to human life. Well, and that's why I always felt rejected, Wes, when I went in there. Like, figured, she's been lonely for a long time. Try to give her some attention, and she just smacks me away. So, I don't know. This is pretty difficult. This part right here. Did you get to this part? I'm assuming, right? Or no?
Yeah, yeah, that was when I started my last my last play session. This is where I started at because the last thing I did previously was attempt to make it through this thing, and then I hit one of those light bars and had to start over, so I quit. But yeah, I made it through this, and then I went to another site and made it through that, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, yeah. I think I made it to these things and died once or twice, and then ended up stopping.
You really
Uh,
got to time that boost, like that boost that lets you go really fast. And it's cool too because the way they use it, you don't decelerate, right? You're in space, so every time that you push it really fast in this thing, and then you use those little wrist jets to kind of control where the direction that you're going.
so let me ask you this: after playing what you've played of this recently, is there any part of you that's rethinking going into Echo VR, giving it another shot?
Yeah, yeah, but not really because of that. I talked to Scion recently, and once again, he's banging me over the head with Echo VR and that I need a good teacher and that I would really
Mm.
enjoy it. So I gave him my word that at some point, whenever that might be, that I am going to go into the thing with him and give it a shot. So there you go. We'll make it in there at some point. I told him it'd be one day, but it wouldn't be a work day, which it was at the time. That if I've got a limited amount of time to play a game, I'm not going into something that I don't want to play, and that's kind of where that's at. But on a day off where I've got plenty of time, sure, we'll give it an hour or two and see what it's got.
It's funny, Wes. Who was it that was talking about horseshoes, hand grenades, and hot dogs or whatever? Raving
Uh,
about it, right, in the Discord.
yeah, yeah.
um Posting clips. You got to watch this 30-minute clip, you got to watch this one, like all these clips. And I laughed. I said, I ain't watching all these videos to learn how to play a game. And then I started playing Escape from Tarkov, and guess what I've been doing?
Right.
I've been watching videos to figure out how to play this stupid game. I mean, it's a good game, but so I get it. I shouldn't be down on somebody. If somebody thinks that game's amazing and it's worth checking out tutorials, it's probably a better game than I think. So,
Gamer Chick 13 says I need to put Phasmophobia on Roots' list of games he has to finish. Well,
oh God.
here's the thing. I think we're each going to choose our own list, and I get to choose my list in a way that's kind of defensive to what he's
Mm.
played and what he's done, and so on and so forth. And plus, I don't think we're going to do any points. Like if I pick a game that you've already finished, you're not going to get points because you've already done that before we started the competition. So that's another way that you can really guard yourself against my picking off your points is by picking games that I've already finished.
Mm.
But yeah, does Phasmophobia even have an ending? Like, can you beat that game?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, my whole thing was the communications. I mean, if there's a way to go into it with Discord and communicate with each other, but have the game pick up your in-game audio separate, there's no problem. You know what I mean? We just go in and we play.
Right.
I just wasn't. I'm just not. And anybody that's talked to me when I'm streaming behind the scenes, I don't like to just. I don't like a bunch of downtime. If I'm standing there for 45 minutes to an hour, it doesn't matter if I'm waiting for Jim to go let his dog out or whatever it is. I'm constantly aware that I'm in front of people that are watching me to watch me do something, not just stand there. So I just need to get over that.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I don't know how good that game would fit anyway with like the multiplayer aspects of it. It'd be kind of a tough one to work into the fray. Um, Now that said, what you're talking about with Escape to Tarkov and me and my flat gaming resolution, I'm absolutely going to get into this. I kind of have to. I'm sitting here on these PlayStation games for like months now from GameFly, and I haven't like cracked the seal on them yet. And I even went through the trouble to set up a whole other YouTube channel to share my gameplays when I start into it. I'll bring you all along with me. I just didn't think it would be right to put it on here or put it on my other VR channel. So I've got another channel. I'll share it on the Discord when I start uploading to it. Not anything serious that I plan on supporting with regular content, but for those of you who are interested in what my return to flat game is going to be like
Hmm.
after all these years, well, you're welcome to join me and find out.
Cool. Sounds good.
Anyway, I'm really digging this game. I'm digging the amount of detail. As you can see here on the video, I mean, everything has its own story, its own definition, its own, lore to it. And I can tell something's brewing under the surface. And really, the whole point of the gameplay, fetch quest or no, is to kind of uncover that story. And that's kind of what I'm all about. I love games like this. And, whereas the first time I played it, it was all about the production values and you know, how good the game looked and sounded. Now it's becoming more than that. But then again, still years into its life, this game still holds up and stands up to the best looking and sounding VR games that we have. And I think that's a testament to the talent they have at Ready at Dawn.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is your number one anticipated game now? Upcoming game, Lone Echo 2?
It's it's moved up the list, but no, I would not
Okay.
say that. My most anticipated games, honestly, are games that haven't been confirmed yet. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 8,
Oh, of
the
course.
Ubisoft games, Assassin's Creed, and what the other one, the Tom Clancy one. Um, those are the games that I'm really looking forward to the most. But we talked about it back on the 2020 show. There's a laundry list of awesome stuff coming this year, as long as the world don't burn down, we're in for a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the world does burn down, we can burn down without seeing it. We can be in VR and pretend that we're in water or something. That's a good.
Right.
It's a good thing, man. Like you could probably. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens, dude. If you like, especially with my Quest, just grab your Quest and run. You could be doing it from some kind of dark cellar or something, until your battery runs
Yeah,
out.
and the Quest 2 becoming a better as a standalone day after day. I mean, they've got Doom 3, that's high up on my list now that I've had it all this time on my PC and just never went into it, but now that like I can put it on my Quest 2, all of a sudden I have this newfound interest in it. I don't know why, it's a weird thing.
Is that with side quest?
Yeah, you have to have the game on your computer, the original version,
Hmm.
not not the BFG version, but you can pick it up for like $2 on any of these websites. So it's not like a big thing you have to go purchase. It's cheap. But the way you do it is you install the thing from SideQuest from Dr. Beef. That's the guy that made it. You install it and then you try to run it without the game files,
Hmm.
just so it can kind of set up a file structure on the Quest. So it'll fail the first time you do it. But then what you do from that is you go into your Steam files and go into the local files, and there's a list of files there that you just copy it, drag it over, and paste it into your Quest, and now it's on your Quest. Easy, bango, boingo, bongo, just like that. Doom 3's on your Quest, and Gamertag VR did a really good video on it the other day,
Hmm.
showing people how to do it. Played about
Nice.
an hour and a half of gameplay, and it looks cool, man. It looks really fun.
Well, that's awesome. Well, one, I loves me some Gamertag VR, so I'll definitely have to check that out video out when I do it. And so you can just put it in your library. So you take it over to somebody's house. You're like, dude, here, check out Doom 3 and put it in, put them in.
Yep,
Uh,
that's it,
uh,
and it's simple. It's simple install.
that's awesome. Now, my second question is, and I think I talked to you a little bit off air about this, but wasn't there like somebody got some kind of a warning or something? Was it you or somebody we know, or maybe it was a conversation? Yeah, it was you, right? That said that was like, hey, you you shouldn't be using this software. What was it? What was the warning?
Yeah, it was something to that effect. It was like a warning to developers because obviously you're in developer mode. It was a little pop-up message that warns you what you're using the apps from unknown sources to do. Like you don't want to violate any of the community rules, or else you can lose your account. Basically, is what it said. And the only thing I had at the time was a video player and Pokemon VR. So I'm thinking maybe that Pokemon fan game,
Mm,
maybe they were afraid of some kind of copyright thing, and maybe that's what triggered it.
that's
I don't know.
probably
I,
it.
I just immediately uninstalled everything and haven't been back in since.
I don't blame it. That's the thing. That's the first time I've heard anything of that. And at some point, I expect side quests to just get phased out. Like I can't see as tight as they want. Oculus wants to have their community. Eventually, it becomes a no no, and I don't know. It's not going to stop me from doing Doom. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has to do with Pokemon, like you said. But it is something to watch, I guess. It just really gave me more red flags, like I need more from Facebook.
Yeah, well, the good thing that SideQuest has going for it is the government lawsuit, the antitrust
Mm,
lawsuit against Facebook. One of the, I dug into that a little bit, and one of the things that they're specifically being accused of is, ripping off these smaller tech startups like SideQuest, ripping off their technology and then putting them out of business
mm,
intentionally as one of the things that they're directed to do from the top. This is one of their strategies, and we've seen that developers accuse them of this before.
mm.
Apparently, they have internal company documentation to
Ooh,
support it. So, SideQuest might have a prayer based on just that alone.
oh, cool. Well, I love my Quest, but I hope Facebook gets it stuck to them. And I don't know. I just that's kind of weird, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't necessarily condone everything that Facebook has done, obviously, but as again, as I've always said, I'm eternally grateful for what they've done for the VR market and how they've, single-handedly brought VR into the to the mainstream consciousness, and they've put out a great product here at a great price. And yeah, my overall feeling toward them as a VR company is is gratitude. But again, that doesn't obviously dismiss all of the shitty things they've done as well.
Yeah, very true.
Anyway, what you been playing, man?
All right. Well, this is probably, I guarantee there's almost nobody. I think there's one, no, Radio Runt, maybe. He's the only person that would anticipate me talking about this game because I no sooner loaded it up and loaded up Helix Vision. And I got a message on Steam saying, "Hey, how do you like, how is Gauntlet in VR?" I was like, "Shit, dude, I've been in like 5 minutes, man. Like that was quick, dude. He was on it." So he must be a Gauntlet fan. And so I threw out the Gauntlet to him and told him how amazing it was and that he needs to get in there with me and that it's only $20 on Steam and you can even find it cheaper on other copies on other sites. I think I was looking at one where you buy 4 copies for $20 because there's 4 people, so you can buy them for your friends or whatever. But dude, it's still amazing. Like I didn't even know this game existed really. I had it on a shared Steam account, and dude, it's a actual campaign with a cool story, and it's like a remastered remix where they've got all the old stuff, but like it was mocking me for shooting food, Wes. It was like Elphys shot the food. Why would you do that? And I was like, oh shit, dude, like I didn't know it was there. It's just really cool, man, and it's something that I'm hoping to get some friends into. I want to play again. I may even stream it, but in Helix Vision, it looks so good with the 3D, and it's already got a thing set up for it, so it's just perfect.
So now this is interesting to me because Gauntlet was something that I used to play a lot when I was younger. The older arcade and NES versions of it, I really wore those out. But I didn't know that they'd remade it with modern graphics and all of this. This is cool, and I got to imagine that it does this top-down view in Helix Vision, the way the 3D works and the way it pops. I got to imagine that it's beautiful in that.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's not. It's a hardest. I mean, it's hard, dude. Like, and I
Yeah, I
think I
mean,
picked the regular level. There's like an insane mode that you can pick as well, but it's you're actually moving your way through these dungeons and in a campaign style, and you can do it with four of your friends. And I think Radio Runt said he was wizard. I know I'm elf. And not that you can't be the same as others, but I don't know what you're usually used to be. What was your go-to?
I was like the warrior, like the sword and shit. I don't know what it's
That's
called,
what,
but
yeah, warrior right there. Well, no, I think that might be Valkyrie. But man, that's right there. Three out of the four. Yeah, a three banger. So
hey man, I'm all for it. This thing looks pretty cool, and it's been God decades since I played it. But you know, I enjoyed it. And you're right, tough man. You talk about being smothered with enemies. This game, even before Doom, this was the one game that just like would throw 100 enemies at you at once, and good luck with that. You know.
yeah, and they've got the spawn points. They got all sorts of stuff, and it just gets harder and harder as far as the intricacy of what's going on. But the coolest part is the Helix Vision is only $5. I'm verified it works with the 2080. Now, granted, I did have to install it's like it reverted back to an older NVIDIA driver to be able to get the 3D graphics, but it does that on its own, and you just click on it, and then you're good to go, and it
So
worked phenomenal.
was this a on the supported list in Helix Vision, or did you have to go in the hacker mode to
No, no, it was supported. It was there was already a profile for it, so.
cool, awesome? That makes it super easy then. Onikazi asks, "Is this the Gauntlet Slayer edition?"
Yes, this is the Gauntlet Slayer edition. Came out in I think 2014 or 16. I think it's 14. Um, but like it's just amazing, and it's one of those things, Wes, that we've said, and I still don't understand why Sony or even Guy from Virtual Desktop, just give us an option that just takes these games and puts them in 3D in the VR as is. Don't change anything. Everything's still the same. Just let us play it in the player that already exists, but add three dimensions to it. Third dimension
Could you
and
imagine if one of the features of the PlayStation 5 was 3D theater mode? And it wouldn't take much for them to support this in their games. Relatively speaking, they could add in a 3D driver fairly easily. And I mean, it was something they did before back on PlayStation 3. You know, back when 3D TVs were a thing, a lot of their big name titles had 3D modes in them. They
mm,
could do that again now that they have a VR headset. People don't have to have the big expensive 3D TV anymore. And with the you know, the Sony exclusives, these big budget exclusives that they put out, I mean, people would buy headsets just for that.
well, think about all the games that are out there in these bins, these cheap games, $20, $15, $10. You see them at Walmart or whatever. Like, I don't care who you are. If you know that your PlayStation VR now plays all these games in 3D, all your favorites, you're going to run out and buy games you haven't played in years just to play it in 3D VR, right? Just like we do with Helix Vision. It'll be no different for PlayStation VR. And then you've also included all those games that they already own. They're able to play in that mode as well. So I think it's a good idea. I don't know what it takes to implement it, and it may be not such a good idea from a developer standpoint. To be like, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. But I'd like to see it. So
Yeah, that it would be amazing. And like I could imagine if it had widespread support on PlayStation you know, catalog, I mean it would be hard almost to play regular VR games again because the Sony exclusive flat games are just so good and so epic. It'd be kind of hard not to play those first, you know.
absolutely. Well, I mean, this is the thing, dude. Wes, like the other day, I was thinking about playing some VR, and none of the games really sounded like I wanted to play it, but I thought, well, shit, man, I'm gonna not. Well, I just thought, let me try things in Helix Vision, and I tried Gauntlet, and I thought I would go in for a couple minutes. I ended up playing like 4 or 5 levels. Right, I had to stop because I want to play with other people, and I'm planning on streaming it. But it's just so good that sometimes I would rather go back into an old school game that is just looks so good in 3D. Like this doesn't do it justice. So like you said, when you're looking over that and it's in third dimensional, it's really good. So
Yeah, anytime I see any of these and I start trying to imagine what it might look like in Helix mod, I think back to my friend Pedro and how cool that looked in
Yeah,
Helix mod and how the 3D just like, popped right out in your face and Journey, Um, so yeah, I got to imagine this is pretty awesome.
yeah, definitely worth playing. Definitely going to be playing it again, and hopefully some people pick it up so you can play it with me.
Well, I will definitely put it on the list. Um, yeah, it looks cool.
Yep.
Anyway, there was another game that we both played. I kind of alluded to it earlier, and it's a new release. Jurassic World Aftermath released on Oculus Quest. I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe. We've known this one was coming pretty much since the announcement of the Oculus Quest 2. And, I'd like to sit here and tell you that I've had hype level 10 for it, but I haven't really. I mean, I thought it looked pretty cool, but Roots, I've never watched any of the Jurassic Park movies.
Seriously, even the original? Man, the first one
None
was
of them.
actually pretty good. It was original. It was good acting, good script. I mean, it kind of I in my opinion, the very first one and the first one with Chris Pratt were the best ones. I think the last one was not that good. I don't know. Maybe some people don't believe like the Chris Pratt ones, but it's pretty cool. So I don't know. So you had no nostalgia going in, huh?
None at all. But I did have an interest in this game based upon just the fact that I'm a VR enthusiast, and I know this game's got some money behind it. So when Oculus sent me a coupon code in my email last week for 30% off of any game that I want, I started looking through the games, and it came down to either getting this or that Walkabout Mini Golf.
Mm.
And I thought, well, if I'm going to spend a 30% off coupon on something, I want it to be something that's pricey. I mean, who wants to save $3 on a $10 title when you can, save $8 on a $25 title? So that's what I did. This was the more expensive title. So I picked it up and went into it today for a little while, dude. And impressed. Impressed. I mean, it's hard to praise a game with cell shaded art for its production value, but absolutely wonderful production values here. What it lacks in photorealism, it makes up for in story design and in sound design, right?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed my time in it, and I've only gotten. I mean, I've ran into the first couple of things a couple times. So I won't go into too much detail. I don't want to ruin it because I kind of went into it blind. I bought this a month ago because my daughter really is into Jurassic Park, and so I figured it was a no-brainer. And I just didn't. I'm like you. I didn't feel this like need. I have to go into it. I mean, so much so that I had it in my library from since it came out. But when I got in, it was pretty cool, especially this beginning part, like I'm seeing the talons stick in the windows and shit, run over to get the parachute and it's not there. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? It was cool. The only thing that I feel like it holds your hand a little bit too much, but I guess it's just like anything else that people are coming into VR. And it must have driven you crazy to the point, like, cause it's, like the first thing that I came to, I thought was a puzzle. It turned out wasn't a puzzle. They like gave it to you, and I was like, oh, what the hell, dude? That kind of
Right.
sucked. But and then like it'll tell you to go somewhere, but everything is red, but that one green spot. So you don't even have to pay attention to what they're telling you. You just go look for the green. Other than that, so far I've been really impressed with the game. And
Yeah. Yeah, again with me it's a lot to do with the storytelling. I really enjoy how they're telling the story here. Brilliant voice acting, brilliantly written so far. And the stealth gameplay is pretty cool. Like the sound design of the game creates immersion, and it also creates tension in those times where you need to be stealthy. You are right. It does kind of hold your hand a little bit. You've always got that voice in your ear telling you exactly what you got to do. Even with like the stealth, they're telling you hide here, move there. It's like the beginning of the Matrix. You're right. Go to the third desk and hide behind it for a minute. Go now. It's kind of like that. But the storytelling and the immersive value to it really hooked me immediately when I got into it. And I like the art style too. It's Jupiter God cell shaded. There's a difference, right, between like the Lies Beneath Borderlands style and the Jupiter God style. This is the Jupiter God style, and it looks really good.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely looks good. Definitely looks really cool, especially the environments, the rooms, the different things as you're moving around, checking out this complex, right? And I thought I especially when like you got the girl, the person you're talking to, and she's able to see through your eyes, and like you go out to a place and she's like, wow, it's been a few years, and you start to feel like it's really like a like you're in a movie almost at that point. Was really impressive. I will say that aside from not wanting to get caught when I am trying to hide, um, the because it's cell shaded, these things aren't scary looking. But I'm sure some people would still think it was scary looking, right?
Right. Well, they're not very scary looking, but they sound like ferocious,
Well,
right?
and they'll kill you quick, dude. That's how I ended my session. I was like, well, I'm just gonna see what happened. And I walked out, and and I was like, I was dead, and I was like, okay, well, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
gone out there.
Certainly not a perfect game. I did have a couple of minor gripes with it. First of all, I'd like some kind of indicator of the checkpoints. Like it's saved on a checkpoint system. That's it. There's no like manual saving. It's all checkpoints, but it doesn't tell you where the checkpoints are. You're going to find out next time when you go back in where the checkpoint was. I didn't really care for that. Um, I think that they could do a better job with the environmental storytelling. Like I should be finding documents lying around that I can read that, gives me pieces of the story, or like the computer monitors, I should be able to interact with a little bit more. Now, that said, I'm still in the beginning of this game. All of this stuff might come at a later time, and it might stop holding your hand so much as well. But through the first hour or so of the game, that's really the only complaints I have about it.
Yeah, me too. And this is the first iteration. There is a sequel, and if people let them know what they don't like about it, maybe they fix those things. And we just have to
Yeah.
remember none of these things are going to be perfect until they are. Half-Life Alyx was a perfect example of that. We had so many amazing games. Yeah, but I'm saying like before, like when it got to that point of Half-Life Alyx, it was like we didn't really know how good things could be until that point. You know what I mean? And so up until that point, everything just got to, and then all of a sudden it was what it was. And I think these kind of stories are going to progress. I imagine like the day when it's not cell shaded and it's like this dinosaur that like is creepy as fuck. You know what I mean? And so you also have this like I just don't want like Jack, dude, like in VR. Part of it is the fact that he chases you. The part of it, I mean, everything about him is so terrifying that you want to get away from him. That's what I want from this dinosaur. Is I want Jack in that dinosaur peeking out, ready to, you know. So
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, hopefully, as the game goes on, it will gain intensity with regards to the scare factor. It didn't affect my pulse any at all, but you know uh, that's me. It takes really something to affect me on that level. Spry guy asked me if I'm related to Jim Hall. I feel like maybe I'm missing out on like a conversation I'm not privy to. No, I'm not, and I don't know where that question's coming from. But no, not related to Jim Hall at all.
maybe.
Technoglitch says he hates these three-part games. I get the sentiment. Um, it really just depends on how long it is. Like um, uh, games like The Exorcist, I feel like would have been better released as a single game, and you can buy it that way now, and it's great. But I kind of feel like it's a ploy on the publisher's part a lot of the times to maximize profits because they can sell you this part, then sell you this part, and they can jack up the profit margin a little bit that way. Same thing with Vader Immortal, but I really can't judge this game from that perspective until I finish it. I have no idea how long it's going to be, so we'll see how I feel at the end of it.
Yeah, and sometimes these things don't come out if they don't get parted out. I mean, not in this particular instance. I'm sure they weren't like sitting there scrounging for money, but it's like, okay, let's see how well the first one does, and if it does well, then we will make the second one. or we'll finish the second one type of thing. So we have to put ourselves in that perspective as well. So
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm hooked on this one, dude. I see myself going back into it immediately and finishing it. Like it's immediately to my daily list now. Like I'll be playing Lone Echo, Vin VR, and this. This is kind of what I'm going to be making progress toward going forward because again, like Lone Echo, the storytelling's got me.
were you like me? Did you oh wow, I don't know if maybe my thing looks like the stream went down, or maybe it was just my thing. I think my thing just went down.
Yeah,
Um
that happens sometimes.
but anyway, so I don't know, man. I definitely think it's a cool game. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something, but yeah, whatever.
No, we're talking about the storytelling and replayability. Like I said, it's going to pull me back in immediately. Like I'm playing through this game and finishing it now. Like I won't be putting this one away and coming back to it later.
What do you think about? You're gonna let your daughter go into it? I'm sure she'll probably want to check it out, right? Because it's
Yeah,
pretty cool,
yeah. I was
story
going to
based.
suggest it to her. I think that she would probably enjoy it just for the same reasons that I do.
Yeah, cool. Well, you still
Plus they all my family watch the Jurassic Park stuff, so they're kind of into the lore. So they'll have that aspect of it as well. I'm just enjoying the game.
Hmm. I'm just blown away that you've never seen any of them, especially in like the first one was kind of a big deal back in the day. But
Yeah, I was one of those kids that were, if something was a big deal, I didn't want anything to do with it. Like,
oh, this
I
is
wanted
good.
to,
Fuck that. Well, that you would be perfect in 2021, dude. If you were a kid, you would miss out on nothing because like everything that's pushed is shit.
yeah,
But back then, all the good stuff really was pushed, and seemingly anyway. So
yeah, I was that guy that, everybody had their favorite music, and then you asked me what my favorite music is, and you're like, who? Like, nobody knew like, the, everything I listened to, I kind of introduced to everybody, and then it got popular after. Um,
you're a
so
trendsetter.
yeah, yeah, I was a trendsetter. No, I
Yeah.
didn't like popular things. I was kind of a I don't know what the correct term for it is today, but I was kind of an anti-establishment,
Right. Well,
malcontent sort of kid.
yeah, you'd be putting VR off. Oh, it's starting to get popular. I'm done.
Yeah,
Screw this.
exactly, exactly. Uh,
uh, all
oh,
right.
okay. Spry Guy says I haven't seen any of those movies. That's why I asked if I was
Oh, that's right.
related
Well,
to Jim Hall.
that's true. I'll tell you what. There's times when Jim Hall blows my mind. Just that I like to do this when we're playing games. I'll just ask him randomly, "You seen this movie? You seen that movie?" And he just basically said, "Well, he's a few years older, so like by the time certain movies were out there, it's like I ain't watching that shit." But we were like all hooked into it. So I don't know. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
hipster Hendrik Heroes says I'm a hipster.
Who doesn't want to be a hipster, right? These days. So.
Has Wes seen the Fall Guy? I remember Fall Guy. I do. I didn't watch it, but I remember it.
Oh, the Fall Guy, man. Who doesn't love the Fall Guy, right? Yeah,
Right.
that's good stuff.
Anyway, let's say we give away some games, Roots. We've got pretty much a laundry list here of games to give away. For those of you who aren't aware, what we're giving away now are we're about to do a drawing from the 2020 show. We gave away a buttload of games in the chat during our nearly epic length, 8 hour stream. Roots, by the way, we did an 8 hour stream, bro. Isn't that crazy?
I know. I was actually a little bit bummed. I thought we should have done longer, and I'll tell you why. Because when I split it up into Anchor, I only had to do it into two parts. I had already decided I'm gonna have to do it into three, and then I went to do it, and I was like, oh, I can do it in two parts. And a little bit of me inside thought, oh, like we failed, and it was 8 hours. I mean, that's a fucking long episode, bro. Like that, it's not fail.
Well, there's always the 2021 show. We could give away 60 awards and 150 games, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, 24-hour stream. Oh wait, that doesn't
Right.
sound. Your wife is like,
Uh,
no.
Maybe for charity one day, huh?
That would be cool, actually, right? Yeah, as long as it's for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, we've got a bunch of games to give away. Almost everything that we gave away on the 2020 show, we're giving away in right now in a second chance drawing. Now, I will say this up front that the hard and fast rules I put out up front kind of got bent a little bit in certain cases, because there was cases where I named the winners from the chat, but then realized I named the wrong winners, like somebody else had answered, and I should have gave it to them. So what I did in these cases was I just went ahead and gave them a copy that we would be giving away today. I just went ahead and gave it away in the chat. So the games that what we're doing today, I've got a list of every person that entered in the comments, every game that was entered for in the comments. I've got it listed by game, all the people that entered in each one. I'll go by that list. From there, I'm going to verify that I still have a key to give away, because there's a possibility I don't have the key anymore. I might have already given it away. In that case, we'll just skip on to the next one. For the most part, everything's going to go the way it's supposed to, but there's a couple of things that we ended up just giving away in the chat anyway. And plus there were people entering for games in the comments that we weren't even giving away. Like people were entering for Dash Dash World and Population One. Like we didn't give those games away. So sorry, I wish we had copies. That'd be awesome.
Those are my favorite, Wes, because it's like, and it's not knocking anybody, but it's like you're partially paying attention. You're there and you hear everything, but you selectively put I want this game. Well, so do I. Hopefully someone will gift it to me.
Right. So like it's weird. I mean, we had a guy enter for budget cuts on Quest, budget cuts 2 on Quest, and like budget cuts 2's not on Quest. Now we could just award him the game. I don't know if he has a link cable and a PC to play it or not, but this particular person I know already has won 2 games, and one of which would have ended up being given away to here today. So I don't know. We might should just not if he wins. I'm not sure we should even like give it to him. Not that we don't even know if he could use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, without clarification, and it's kind of like that's the fly by night decisions we have to make that aren't easy. Like that Saints and Sinners kid that waited was staying up late, was ditching his parents and doing everything to try to win it, right? And then we decided, well, he tried so hard, he ended up winning. Like at the end of the day, like the community's a community, and if you're the person that got chosen as one of those special cases, you would be loving it. So hopefully you appreciate that for those people that
he that's literally who I was just talking about. He got his copy of Saints and Sinners on the Quest, but here's kind of the thing that happened. Someone else won it in the chat, and like they said, I don't need it. Give it to that kid, because he hung in there for like what 6 hours, past his bedtime, sneaking up, sneaking from his parents so that he could stay up and try to win this game. And I knew at the time, he said his eyes were burning and stuff, and like I knew at that time that there was at least 2 more hours before we were giving that game away.
Yeah.
So I kind of talked him into like just entering in the comments. I told him I liked his chances, and that was enough for him to go on the bed. But then somebody in the chat ended up winning it, gifting it to him. So he got a copy. But it turns out that the person that won it wasn't at the top of the list. They were the number 2. So when it came to the number 1, guess what they wanted? Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on Quest. So the top 2 both asked for it. I went ahead and gave both of those away. So we will not have that game on Quest to give away here today. But that said, we do have copies on Steam. And the copies, the PSVR copies I had earmarked for the chat, no one has claimed any of those. So like I've got like 2 North America PSVR copies. I've got a European copy to give away, and then like 1 or 2 Steam copies to give away of it. So plenty of that game left, just not on the Oculus platform.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what, that whole story about that kid staying up late, sneaking to watch virtual strangers to win a key, I love it. And I love the fact that he got one. And if anybody has bones about it, they got bones with Ruuts, because that kid was cool. So
yeah, so it is what it is. I apologize if that's what you're showing up here for. But I doubt it. Everybody has that game. You know what I mean? I was surprised, Roots, actually how much demand there was for it, because that game's been on sale. They gave it away on Viport. I mean, there's been opportunities for people to get this game on the cheap, and still, with it being one of the best games in VR, our 2020 game of the year, by the way, Still a big demand for this game. So, you know, awesome. I'm glad people still interested in it. That means people must still be buying it.
Absolutely. Well, so I guess what games do we have? Let's go to
All
one of
right.
those games, and
All
I'll.
right, let's get to the list here. For those of you who don't know, I took down a list of names for each game. We're going to go to a random number generator, write down the order. Everybody gets a number, and the random number generator is going to pick the winner. And let's see here. It looks like right at the top of the list we have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. We have 5 entrants. Now nobody's told me what platform that they want this game on, so I don't know. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to draw out an order for it, and if any, I mean, I don't even know. We have like 1 or 2 Steam copies we can give away. Beyond that, if any of them want PSVR, they need to let me know, because I'm sure that anybody that wants PSVR that's already entered probably going to be able to get it, right? Because there's 5 people over all the platforms, and I've got 3 PSVR copies. So you
Wow.
guys are going to have to let me know. This is Rob Knob 9X, Blamcrotch, Ecto Helix, Kinty Poo, and Jan Ver. Any of you people, I'm just going to give away the 2 Steam copies now. If any of you want PlayStation VR, hit me up in the Discord. After I make sure the 2 winners don't want PlayStation VR, I'll just give those away to to any of you if that's what you were entering for. Now, if you haven't entered, don't come asking for it. We'll use it for another giveaway very soon. I do still have the Gamertag VR full interview that I'm going to be putting up.
Mm.
If nobody claims these keys, I'll probably just end up hiding them in that video somewhere so that people can just find them and get them that way.
That's a good idea.
It wouldn't be fair for me just to hand them out, if to people who didn't take the opportunity to enter. But I feel like we've got 5 copies of the game across all platforms. If the stars align correctly, potentially everybody could win here. But we're going to pick 2 winners, let them have their choice, and then beyond that, I'll go down the list with the other 3 and see if we can't get them a copy on one of their platforms as well.
Cool. Look at that. January 23rd, 2020. Man, it's a full year ago, bro. Whole different
I know,
world.
man. Still one of the best games in VR, and still high demand for it.
So, just to drive Derillo and some of the Half-Life people crazy, Wes and I have been trying to figure out how to give Saints and Sinners awards next year as well. For all, no, just kidding.
No, Drillo and I had a little conversation on Discord about, I gave him a little insight to our criteria, and that it wasn't just us playing favoritism. There were a lot of things we took into account. And then when you take all that stuff into account, it's pretty clear. Now, he didn't necessarily agree with our criteria, but he understood it at least a little bit better when we got done talking about it.
Ah, cool. Well, I'll tell you what, it was definitely, and Mash Daddy will know, he was there the entire time. Radio Runt was there for part of it. It was definitely a long conversation. It took us 5
Yeah,
hours.
we actually turned his vote over. Like, he voted for Half-Life in the Discord, but when he heard Roots and I debating all the different aspects of what we think should go into the game of the year, he said, "You know what, guys, you're right. Saints and Sinners should win." So
Yeah.
he literally turned over his vote in real time, because we got it right, Roots.
And that's the whole point, is the conversation. That 5 hour conversation was a long time. Took us a long time to deliberate it, man. That tells you it was important. So
All right, so 5 winners, 1 through 5 here. We're gonna pick out 2 really quick. Generate. All right, number 4, that's Kinty Poo. Congratulations, Kinty Poo. You are the first winner. You get your choice, either Steam, PlayStation VR Europe, or North America. Hopefully that's one of the things you were entering for.
I think he said something about I need it on Quest, though, is what he said. I don't know. So Kenny Poo, you got it. Do you have PCVR, right? Right, bro?
Is he in the chat right
Oh
now?
yeah, he was there. Just
Well, let's see if
commented
that's right.
earlier. Oh, why does
Let me
it keep
see.
going to top chat? I put it on live, I thought. Oh, and then I
We'll ask-
restarted.
We'll ask him in real time if he can. Yeah, he says he needs it on Quest. So no way that you can use it on Steam. Then I guess, right, Kenny Poo? Just go ahead and clarify that for us, and we'll give it away again if that's the case. And I'll go ahead and pick another one while we wait for the lag to get through to him there. Let's see here. Random.org. 5. So 5 is
Oh,
Jan Bear.
you say you have it on Steam already? And you just needed it on Quest as well?
Oh, I got you.
I
So he's already
gotcha.
got. Okay, so at least Kenty Poo can play it. So that's going to make Jan Ver or Jan Ver the number one. Sorry, Kenty Poo. Sorry, but
We'll
you're up for a bunch of other games here as well. Like
we'll
he's in a bunch of other.
we'll keep you on the short list for special things that pop up. You know, that we have to like, oh what? Oh shit, Kenny Poo didn't get that one game. We'll give him this type of thing. So,
Yeah, you know what? There is a kind of a secondary list here of keys that we didn't
oh
even do like a
yeah,
live giveaway of.
maybe we
So
give him. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Kenty Poo, if you don't win any of the stuff that you entered for here, because you're in a few of these, if you don't win any of this stuff, I've got another probably 10, 15 different games that I have keys for. We'll let you have your pick from that list.
Yeah,
That fair? That seems fair.
I think so.
All right. Anyway, so Jan Ver, however that's pronounced. I don't know if it's a man or a lady, but congratulations. You're the number one winner. We'll go ahead and pick a second one.
You know, it's
Uh,
2021. You don't even it doesn't even matter if it's a man or a lady
yeah,
anymore.
I guess I should watch it. I probably shouldn't even assume that that this person is either,
It could
right?
be non-binary. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
you heartless bastard.
I know it. Hopefully the thought police aren't going to throw me in jail. Generate.
Not yet.
And the next one here is number one, Rob Knob 9X.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Rob Knob 9X. If you would like a Steam copy and or a PlayStation VR copy of this game, hit us up in the Discord, hit us up on the email, and you will be awarded with the key. After I'll give these guys a few days, maybe a week to claim their prize. And at that point, after the prizes have been claimed, I will contact Blamcrotch and Ecto Helix to see if they have any use for whatever keys we have left. So, because again, we've got enough keys for everybody to get one. So,
Blam
uh,
crotch. I just can't not laugh by hearing that name. And Jim Hall says, "How dare you?"
Come on, man.
Oh, that's not the "How dare you."
How dare
That's
you?
the "How dare you." Although I did miss Biden's "Come on, man." I haven't heard it lately, so
they kind of both of them apply here, right?
that's true. That's true. Now I
Right.
still want that. I want that Tower Edition backpack, man.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. Unicorn backpack,
Yeah, I want.
$100 for that thing, bro.
Yeah, Tiffany. Do you? Tiffany's got to have one, right? I'm assuming she's got to have
Shoot,
one
I
of
know
those.
if I were her, I would have one.
Yeah.
Anyway, Apex Construct is the next game. Let me verify that we didn't give all those away yet. I don't think we did, but we should verify it before we give them away again.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Where you at? Fast travel games. All right.
I'm sure we do. We should.
I don't have it written down here. This don't make sense.
Look at this smiling guy on there. Isn't that cool? I just love having this my mug. I mean, I feel complete. Although I need to get a new one with one with a beard. Now it's weird.
Yeah, for some reason, my winners list here from the show is incomplete. It doesn't have any of the fast travel
Hmm.
stuff on it. So we're going to assume that we have one each of these to give away because I'm pretty sure that that's the case.
I don't think it was one of the ones that was like completely contested. So I'm sure we do.
Yeah, so we're going to assume that we have one of each of these to give away. And if not, then looks like old Weasel might be buying some stuff out of pocket. But I'm pretty sure that we're good to go.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, we got 3 people that entered for Apex Construct. Open platform, this one. So
Oh.
if you want it on Quest, you can get it on Quest. You want it on PlayStation, get on PlayStation. whatever, man. It's your call. So let's pick one winner now. 3. Kenty Poo. And I almost want to share my screen so people know that I'm not just making it up. Kenty Poo legitimately won both of the first 2 games that we gave away. He was the one that got drawn. Hand to God, that's what happened. So Kenny Poo, at the very least, you're going to get a quest copy of Apex Construct
I didn't
if
think
you
of,
want it on Quest.
yeah, I didn't think about this either recently, but I'm pretty sure there's widgets or there's something that I can get and I can download and fix at some point where we can draw those live and they'll be able to see what's happening. And not that you would ever make it up, but there are those people out
Yeah.
there that think everything is a conspiracy.
At a certain point, I feel like the people that are in our community right now knows I wouldn't like dick anybody out of winning because in these circumstances before, like on 2019 show for example, or in any of the giveaways since then, there's always like a new person. It generally seems like those are the people that win. Like I'm pulling for this community member over here. Hopefully they're going to win, but it doesn't ever seem to go that way. It seems like always the people who just showed up for the giveaway end up getting the keys. So I feel like anybody that's been around for more than 5 minutes knows that.
Sure.
Um,
I thought it was cool when Drillo finally run into the radius after
yeah,
trying to get it from so many giveaways. So,
yeah. So yeah, Kenty Poo, you did win Apex Construct, but again, if you're in other stuff, if you win other games, you'll have your pick of which one that you want.
you're top of the list, bro.
So you've at least got this one, and it is cross by the way. So if you get it on Quest, you'll have it on Rift. If you get it on Rift, you'll have it on Quest, vice versa,
You know
so
what's
on and
funny,
so
and
forth.
this is one of those games that a lot of people will discount, right? Because they've played it, it's been out for a while. But if you haven't played it, it's just like any other game. It's really cool, right? Good story, action, good bow and arrow. It's what I've been telling people about Beat Saber. Like that, I just really think people should get off of it. Beat Saber sucks, type of mentality for new people coming in when that's the game they're dreaming of playing, man. Like that that's all they care about, and you're shitting all over it.
But
But
this is a good game. I enjoy this game, and it turned out really well on Quest as well.
I think so too. It's really good. It's got a good story, and it's one of those that's compelling enough that I want to go back in and finish it. Maybe this will be one of those ones on my list. Although I
It'd
think
be a perfect one.
you finished it, right?
No, I have not.
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe I can't. I'm just kidding.
I think I probably, to be honest, if I did go into this game again, I probably would pretty much start from scratch in it because like
I kind of feel
it's
like
been
that
so
needs to be
long.
part of the caveat, like unless it's one of those ridiculous games, it would be nice to start back over, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it just depends on what game we're talking about. This game, yeah, that would be great, but like we talk about like a Asgard's Wrath or something, you've got like 30 hours into it, you're not going to want to go back. Obviously, though, we're not going to pick something like that for the contest anyway.
Andrew Kiro says Apex Construct or Vertigo Remastered. Now it's only my personal choice. I would say Vertigo Remastered because Zach Brown is a fucking prodigy genius. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but what he's doing is good. This is really good as well, but Vertigo Remastered is so good.
Yeah, I kind of I want to concur, but then again, I do realize there's a recency bias here that like I've
True.
had Apex Construct forever, and Vertigo Remastered's fairly recent. I could say Apex Construct plays like smoother, like than Vertigo Remastered does. There is a little bit of jank with that one, not much, but it's there. I don't know, man. I would concur. I would say Vertigo Remastered probably has a funner gameplay loop. It's certainly more diverse,
Well, and it's
with
got
what you can do in the game.
it's got physics, right? Like it's got real physics.
Um,
And that's
yeah,
not common in many games either. And like you said, it's nothing against this game. It's just newer. So
right. Exactly. Anyway, moving on, Roots, to the next game, which is by far the most entered game that we had. Like
ooh.
we had a ton of people enter. to play to win this game. I think maybe even like it's more than double the second place game. Like
Wow. Which one
we had
is
a
it?
bunch of people. Vin VR
Oh,
Adventure.
I knew it. I was getting ready to click it, but see, that's the thing. I have no idea where Wes is going to go, so I'm learning with you guys. That's awesome, dude. This is one of the best. Yeah, I'm blown away, Wes. I saw something on Upload VR. It was just when I was looking for different things, footage or whatever, and it was like it said that this game was very difficult, and it was like, it was saying how good it was, but it was saying it's hard as hell, but it's no Astrobot. And I thought, I I haven't finished the game, but I don't. I would also submit Astrobot is no Ven VR. You know what I mean? In a different fashion. Like Astrobot, is amazing as it is, it just kind of like the Half-Life Alex. It's a little simplistic gameplay. Amazing game, and I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm not knocking it, but compared to this is what I like. This is the fucking hard shit. That's what makes this game amazing. And I was just put off by the way that they phrased it, because it just it takes away from Ven VR when I don't think it needs to. I think they're two different types of platformers, both amazing. But what this game does, they nailed, and it's, for me, it's my favorite platformer in VR so far.
Yeah, I would say the scope of Astrobot's a little wider than the scope of Vin. Vin's a little bit more narrowed in gameplay wise. But with that said, the challenge much greater on Vin's side, and plus, with Vin, you also get it's more of a VR game. Like you as the uh the being in the world, like the being controlling the character, you personally get involved with boss fights. Like it's not just that you're controlling the character, but you're the one that fights the bosses, not Vin. So it's got that going for it. It really uses VR unlike any of these other platforms ever has. And Astrobot's something you could put, like my kids have beaten Astrobot. I don't think that they would be able to beat this right now, or at least not the youngest one. Certainly wouldn't be able to. Um, and I think that what you're saying is true. It's two completely different types of games, and I'm absolutely loving it. This is one of the first games, like I mentioned at the top of the show. This is one of the first games I went back into, and I actually uploaded a couple of videos from this game onto my Lethal Weasel channel. Link is in the description. But I actually uploaded two videos, 2 hour plus long videos from this game, Roots, and it was the same level. Like I uploaded a video of my failed attempt at beating a level, and then I uploaded my second attempt where I actually ended up beating it. Um, but that's what kind of game this is, right? It's like the platformers of old. You have to repeat certain areas to get the timing and patterns down, or you're not going to make it.
Where you could, or I mean, if you're good enough, like I'm pretty good at these kind of games. If I get in a rhythm, it doesn't matter if it's new or not. I'll fly through stuff. But then there, you hit those walls where it's the opposite. It doesn't matter what, your just timing is off, and you just keep dying. I need to go back, before I play it again. I need to go back to like that first level and just go through it a couple times and earn some extra lives, because I really screwed myself by being lazy and not getting the notes for a long time, and then all of a sudden I ran out. And now that I've ran out, I'm in this loop where you only get 10 lives, and I can't get
No,
past the
no, no, no,
level.
no, no, no. Hit whenever you get to that point where it's 10 lives. Immediately go into the menu and hit restart level. If you do that, you'll start with 28.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There's a good hack right there. Well, that will help, but I still think I need more than 28. But and this isn't even the final. This is like, is this the third world or something? I just know that it seems like, from what I've done so far, every single time I go into another area, it's harder and harder and harder. And that's what I love about it. And those boss fights that you're talking about is exactly what I was talking about in previous description of this game, where you can't, like, some people, you're running your guy around and you're trying to fight the boss as yourself and keep your guy from getting hit by shit, and it gets difficult, and I can see how that would be very difficult for some people and frustrating. But I'm
Yeah.
so good. that I don't have. No, just kidding. But yeah, it's an amazing game.
Yeah, I had a little chat with the in the comments with the developer on my other channel, and they agree that that 10 life thing just don't make any sense, and they're going to get rid of it. So
Oh, good. All right. Well, see, that's another good thing about Monologic is they're listening, right? So
absolutely, that loot like I've got like 200, 250, something like that subs on my other channel, and both of my videos, like they were the first to comment on it. It was crazy. It's like they're dialed into what people are doing, and they asked me to like record like the entire rest of the game as I play it and put it up because they want to
oh,
watch it.
cool.
Wow.
Well, that's good.
And I will, I'm not going to put up a video every day on it, but as I go back and beat a level here and there, I'll publish it. Again, links in the description if this is something you're interested in watching. That my other channel is just a gameplay. It's all I do on it's VR gameplay. So
Cool.
anyway, let's say we give away a copy, one of the best releases of 2020. I feel like if it had come out earlier in the year, it would have been a serious contender for Game of the Year. Just a masterpiece of a game. Getting ready to come to Steam too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing people have been waiting for. People like Jim Hall and stuff. They're waiting for this game to come to Steam.
They released a roadmap a few days ago, like Steam in Q1, and I think Oculus Quest in like half one. It said like the first half of the year to Oculus Quest, and then the second half of the year to PlayStation VR.
Yeah, it seemed to confuse a lot of people when they did that. Now, for me, it was obvious. It's like, okay, this is our hopes, but we're going to give ourselves a little bit of. I mean, it's a good thing. It says the first half. That means it could come in the first quarter. It'd probably be a little more likely second, but they're giving themselves room, so they're not wrong, which is good. So.
Yeah, Kenty Poo says I have all three VR platforms now. Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. I can't. I love VR too much to not play some of it, and I know it's kind of a weird thing to me that, you know, with some people it seems to have this team affiliation with VR. Like this one, I think's the best, so this the only games I'm going to play is from this. Like, there's amazing games on every platform, and I can't bear to miss any of them, Roots. So I had to spend a bunch of money so that I could participate in all of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's always good to be able to. It's exactly what I was telling somebody about the quest when they were asking if I would sacrifice for amazing tethered for the standalone. And there's too many titles now out there that I couldn't play standalone, which is not the case last year. Last year I was saying the exact opposite. I don't need to have a quest because I can play everything on PC, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
Anyway, we've got 5, 10, 15 entries for this one.
Ooh, wow.
And let's see what the random.org gives us.
Kenty Poo. No, just kidding.
No, he didn't enter for this one. I
Oh,
don't think.
okay.
Probably already has it, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If I didn't get it for
three.
free, I would have bought it on day one. That's just how much I love platformers.
Duck, dive, dodge. Yeah. Congratulations, buddy. You are the winner of Vin VR Adventure.
If you can dodge a wrench, man, who doesn't love duck, dodge, dive, or whatever?
Yeah, he used to go by another handle. Was it Slay Blaze? I think it's Slay Blaze.
Was it Slay Blaze? I don't think it was Slay. I don't. Was it? I don't know.
Give me a second. I'll confirm it to you, but I'm pretty sure that's who that is.
Wow. You guys confuse me when you switch names. I am Ruuts forever. I can't imagine changing my name. That'd be weird right now, though.
Duck, dive, dodge.
I was gonna change my name to Scion VR, SYON VR.
I don't have like the original. Maybe it's down here.
Sloth Monkey. Duck. He just commented in the.
Maybe it was Sloth Monkey. Okay.
Yeah, he just literally said it in the chat. So,
thank you, Sloth Monkey. I couldn't remember which one was your old
handle
name, but I got the first two letters right, didn't I?
You did. Well, I'll tell you what. I had no idea. I knew it was out there, but I just couldn't remember. So He says, heck yeah, and we're glad to see you win. This is exactly the opposite of what Wes said happened last year. It's not just the people stopping by, although we do want the people stopping by as well. So
Absolutely. Another good one coming up. By the way, just hit me up on the Discord, friend. Or actually, I've already got your tag on the Discord, so I'll just send it to you.
yeah, I
The
felt
next one
I
is
was gonna
another good one, Roots.
I
So go
feel
ahead.
I was gonna say I just wanted to throw out there. I felt a little guilty after the 2020 show when I was like, "Oh, I'm done," and then a couple people whispered me and like instantly, like, "What's going on with the thing?" And I just said, "Oh," I directed him to Wes, and I walked away, and I thought, "Ooh, that feels bad," because it was over for me, and you were still dealing with all these texts, I'm sure, comments. It gets crazy after a contest, right? Everybody wants to know what's going on. I need to know, where's my key? And you're like, calm down, bro.
Yeah, after the show, I took probably a 15-minute break, maybe 30 minutes. And then when I came back to Discord, there was like 10, 12, 15 people that were hitting me up. I cleared all of it, I cleared that out, and then I went and crashed in the bed.
Mm,
When I woke up the next day again, like 10, 12, 15 people hit me up. But after we got that out of the way, it's been pretty calm since then.
yeah, it's just the little things that I see that I appreciate that I didn't get a chance to thank you, that it's on my mind when I see stuff like that happen. It's like, ugh, I feel like part of me is like wants to split in and take it, part of it from you, and there's not a way to do it. So, but
Never Chick says, "Where is my key?" Well, I've got a brand spanking new copy of Archangel Hellfire for you, Gamer Chick, if you're interested.
we can get you if you want, Gamer Chick, we can get you one of 3 PlayStation VR Saints and Sinners keys.
Right, right, right.
She's like, wait a minute, I provided those. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, she did just get a new computer. Maybe she needs another copy.
that's true. Possible.
Oh, we've got something for you here. We'll give you Conjurer's Eye. We've got that one to give away.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what that is.
I do. It's something I see on Viport all the time. I
Uh,
know of it. I don't really know what it is, but the VR Spry guy, like just like last year, he donated like this big laundry list of lesser known games, which
okay.
were kind of the games I was hiding in the video, right?
Okay.
And I think I gave away one or two of them in the chat too, and just a plain code drop. Um, but we got a bunch of that stuff still to give away.
Cool.
Let's see what's next. A good one next, Roots. Another good one. Oculus Quest only here. Death Horizon Reloaded. And
Yeah.
we're going to be doing a video on this one pretty soon, right?
Yeah, and that's what's funny is that was what was up on the docket. It was either another show, this show, or we were gonna record some of this. And I was jonesing my own person. I was jonesing to talk about VR, but now I'm jonesing to get into this game. It looks good. It's amazing, and the fact that it's gonna be co-op, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I see us going deep into this one. We might even like do an episode for the channel and then another one for the patrons. I feel like we're going to be playing it for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it looks cool.
Yep, it is. Anyway, 2 entrants only for this one.
Oh wow,
Surprisingly.
50% chance of getting the key.
Yeah, that's the thing about, it's funny, Roots. We're one of the smallest, known VR channels. Obviously, there's a bunch of like streamers and things like that. But as far as like the known VR shows, we're one of the smallest. But we did like the biggest giveaway ever that I've ever seen. Has anybody ever did a bigger giveaway than what we just did?
None that I've seen, but I don't know, man. We base everything's about the community. So, and we couldn't do it without the amazing devs. It's like they want our show to succeed, and we want it to succeed as well. It's cool.
Absolutely. And I thank them all personally, and I thank them all again right now. Thank you all. Um, But that's that equals pretty good odds, right? The biggest giveaway to the smallest show. I mean, that's pretty good odds on some of these games.
Yeah. Well, in this game specifically, you have a 50% chance right now of getting this key. If you're in it.
Yep, absolutely. And the winner is 2 Mash Daddy.
Mash
Eric
Daddy.
Masher.
Oh
Yeah.
God, Eric Masher. Well, you know what's cool about that is that's somebody that I play with regularly, so I might actually get a chance to play this game with you, Mash.
There you go. I'm down for it as well. Too bad it's not got like 3 player. Maybe it does. Maybe I just don't know it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know, a funny thing about Mash Daddy is he just picked up a copy of Escape from Tarkov as well. So he's picking up all
Sweet.
sorts of games. Yeah.
Awesome.
Johnny Five.
We digress. Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. Another one of these fast travel games. I'm pretty sure that we still have a copy of this to give away. And again, open platform here. Pick what you want, and we'll get you the key. Winner is number 2, Todd Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I ain't for real. So congratulations, Todd Jackson. Hit us up in the Discord. Again, link in the description. Or you can contact me via our email, which is on our YouTube about page. This is a good one, Roots, for newbies in VR. Like literally, you could put children in this game and play it, and adults can enjoy it. And you don't even need controllers for it. You can use your hands to play this.
Yeah, if you're on the quest, absolutely, right? For sure.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing game. I think it's just really cool. It's one of those ones kind of like Nog, you know, where you're messing with stuff. Radio Runt says he just tried Ven and it was good. A little bit of it. So
Yeah, man. That's a great game. It really is. And it gets better as you go. Like, I mean, it's not easy to start off with, but literally every level that I played has been better than the last one.
yeah,
And that has been the case the whole time I played the game. It's never taken a step down. So,
it's getting harder.
oh yeah, it is. You know who loves it when it gets harder? It's
My mom!
She does. I heard about her.
Hello Puppets, another good one, dude. Kind of a sleeper title. This game, a hidden gem. You know, but people don't know about this game, in spite of our efforts. But it's a good one. It's a fun game. Uh, Elements of comedy, elements of horror, um, and a unique, you know, a unique gameplay loop when one of your hands is a character in the game.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's kind of cool. So like you're a character, and then your hand is a character.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. And somebody was telling me or saying right at the beginning of the show that they just got out of Hello Puppet, that they had won on the show. I think it was Onakazi, but I'm not sure. I can't say
Yeah.
that 100%.
When you said that, that's the name that popped in my mind too, was Onakazi. So probably true. I think I saw I either saw him like on the like Steam Friends thing playing it, or like maybe in Discord I saw it, but I think I saw him playing it recently.
Yeah, he just said he's played a little over an hour today. It's kind of freaky. He said he won it during the 2020 show. So that's good. See,
Yep.
we're watching people play these games in real time. So
Absolutely.
I think that's why I like
Anyway,
to give away games the most, Wes, is I feel like I, we take for granted, or at least I do, like we get all these games for free, or a lot of them, right? So when I do have to buy a game, it's not that big a deal. It's like, okay, I bought 1 out of 10, but they don't get that opportunity. So it feels good to see people get free stuff. I love it. So
yeah, I do too. And you know, we avoid doing giveaways through the year mostly, unless we just come across some super awesome developer that insists on giving us giveaway keys. We don't ever ask for them. With the exception being obviously the end of the year show. We ask everybody then, but through the year we never ask for them. But it's not because we don't want to give stuff away. We just, you know, it creates temporary subscribers when we do these giveaways. People join, they get their game, they bounce. But you know, again, we've picked up some good subscribers like that too, drawing them in with the giveaway, and then they stayed for the content. Andrew Kiros being one of them. He came in for a giveaway. I think 2019 shows when he started watching our content, and here he is a year later, still around. So
that's one of my favorite things. My guilty pleasures, Wes, is like seeing somebody like Eric Masher for the first time join the stream, and then months later they're like Mash Daddy, and they're part of it's like they've always been there, right? Like the core group of people that game together on the Discord and stuff. And so like as these people join the fold, it's just weird to see people for it to, it's like they've always been there, even though they just got there. But
Right.
I think it's providence. I feel like a lot of things in life are supposed to happen, and that's why they feel that way when people come into your life like that. So, which,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I concur 100%. Kiro says he came around for the Triton
Oh
freediver giveaway.
yeah,
Another good
memories,
one, by
right?
the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Yeah, I was watching the video for it the other day, the gameplay I did for it, and just contemplating what Archaeac might be working on because they've been quiet for a year. They did that AR that Star Wars AR thing that came out with that has a headset and a lightsaber
Mm.
and a game included.
Oh yeah,
Archaeac did that,
really?
but that's all they've done. Like since they put out Evasion, they did that Freediver, which was very short. They did that Star Wars headset thing, but that's all they've done. So I know they're working on something, and it's something substantial. I don't know what, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Well, we got an exciting year of games coming out. So
Because he says the Lenovo thing, I think it may have been Lenovo that manufactured the hardware.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure. I know PD did a video on it recently. Like,
I saw that. I didn't see the video, but I saw it said AR headset, and I was wondering if that was the same one or not. Uh, but
that's the thing. Yeah, and I guess I don't know if they sent him one or why. You know, I love Archaeac obviously, and I love VR, but that thing was expensive. There's no way anybody's going to, unless it's like the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, nobody's going to throw down 150 bucks to play one game.
not when
You
you can
know,
buy a Quest 2 for 300, you know,
exactly.
and you can play all
So
these games.
So either they sent PD that thing to make a video, or they're finally starting to clearance them.
I don't
If I
know,
can get
man.
one of
He's getting a
fifty
lot of
bucks,
stuff.
I'll pick it up.
And he's been getting a lot of stuff free. I think developers are finally realizing the gem that is Paradise Decay, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. Anyway, let's give away. Let's see, Hello Puppets. We haven't done Hello Puppets, right? It's what we were getting ready to do.
Yeah, Andrew Kuro says he kind of regrets not waiting for Quest 2. Somebody just in the Discord said that they sold their Quest 1 and they sold their CV1 to buy the Quest 2. And I said that from the very beginning. I keep telling Jim Hall that anybody that has a Quest 1, if you're able to, I would sell it Facebook Marketplace, even if you got, $100 and 150, I don't know what's going for, but and put it towards the Quest 2. It's worth it. The upgrade alone for the display, the snappiness of the chip, and then the fact that it's just going to play everything so much better. I just think it's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, you should put it up for $225 and try to get 200 out of it. You might have to dip down to 175, but I guarantee you'll get $175 for it. And
Yeah.
then, that's a big chunk of your Quest 2 right there.
Right. And even though people were knocking it in the Discord earlier today, this is exactly why I disagreed. They were saying that it shouldn't be parted out where you buy the comfort separate. Well, people that don't have money can buy the headset and they can save up for the accessory. You know what I mean? They're not looking at that headset saying, "Oh, it's 400. I only got 3." That could deter somebody from buying a headset. So,
Absolutely. Jim Hall says he's going to sell his. And with Jim Hall, I don't know if he's trolling or if he's actually going to sell it.
he may be selling it. I don't know. That's a good question. But it's not for everybody. I mean, to each their own. I know that if I had an index and I wasn't using the standalone version, maybe I would. Now, let me ask you this, Jim Hall. Are you selling your Quest 1? Because if you're selling your Quest 2 but keeping the Quest 1, I am 100% baffled. But it's your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Since I got my G2 and I've gotten used to using it, I don't really use Quest 2 every day anymore. But I wouldn't sell it because of like today, I played the Jurassic World Evolution on it. That's a Quest exclusive. There are things that it's good for, and sometimes I don't want to play PC. I don't want to tweak. I don't want friction. On those days, I pick up my Quest and put it on. So it's worth it. The relatively low cost for that. And plus it's nice to have a backup. If somebody offers me like $850 for my G2, I'm going to sell it to them, and I'm going to take that money and I'm going to start playing Quest every day. So, it's worth it to me to have two headsets.
Did you put it on there up for 850?
I've been considering it. I mean, I really don't want to sell it, but I'd do it for money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'd do it for the money. I can
Yeah.
get another one always. I just feel like, uh, you know, the the next thing is going to be here soon. You never know when it's going to drop, but before the end of the year, there's going to be another one. You know what I mean? And I can't buy every headset, so.
Well, yeah, especially with you could try, but your wife would probably leave you, and then you'd be like, "What am I doing? Like, what? This is not worth it."
But I love
Um,
my G2. I love it. It's my choice easily over the Quest. I've gotten so used to using it now that it's like maybe once a week it'll drop me out of a game. Like it'll what it's doing is making Steam VR crash. I figured out it's not actually the WMR that's crashing, it's the Steam VR that's
mm,
crashing.
okay.
Um, for whatever reason. But it doesn't happen very often, not anymore. Now that I've learned how to set the settings right and stuff. So
Okay. Well, Jim Hall says he was trolling, so you got that right. And Derail says solidifies exactly what I was saying to people in the Discord earlier, and they thought I was trolling. But I've had several people tell me, and that people in the Discord couldn't believe it, that they got the Quest 2 and they preferred it from over the Index, and so they sold the Index and kept the Quest 2. And Derail just said that he bought himself a nice OLED with the money he got from his selling his Index. So I mean, everybody thinks the Index is the top dog of, you got to play this, and for some people, they may prefer the screen of the Quest 2. I mean, I haven't
well,
played.
with me, I kind of have a little more insight into it now because the G2 has a lot of similarities with the Index. So I mean, there's certainly a comfort advantage behind the Index. Is a very comfortable interface
Mm,
with that material they use. With that said, um, for me on the Gen 1 headsets, God rays was always a big deal. God rays and glare, really hated it. And from what I'm hearing with Index with their double stack lenses, it's one of the worst headsets for glare. So when you got something like Quest 2, which is like super duper clear, right? Very high clarity, very low glare. Really, the only downside of the thing is comfort, and that can be managed with modifications like the strap, and the VR cover. So I mean, yeah, I totally get it. When you've got this one headset that's $1,000, and you've got this other one that's 400, that provides a better visual experience than the other one. You know, field of view notwithstanding. That $600 difference is a lot of money, and you can do a lot of things with that 1,000 or 800 or whatever you end up selling it for. So I certainly understand why people would want to keep it, but I certainly understand why they would not want to keep it as well.
yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, if I had an Index, I sold my Rift S. I don't think I'd sell the Index. I think I would want to keep the FOV. I'd want to keep the refresh rate. Um, Index controllers, I'm still baffled about, but I just think it's funny. The one thing that everybody loved about the Index before it came out, the controllers turned out to be the worst thing about it. Not that they're not amazing, but that their issues that they've had. It's just crazy.
Jamal says he doesn't see the glare all that much. He asks if we have large IPDs or glasses. IPDs pretty average, I think. I'm at 68.
Nah, mine's at 65, I think, and I am right in the middle, and so I might not see the glare. I'd like to try the Index. I mean, honestly, the Index was my dream headset before the Quest. I got the Rift S. It was cool. Wanted to get the Index. I don't know if I would now because, like you said, I'm sure there's another headset right around the corner. So
Yeah, D-Rail says he's pretty sure there's going to be something better very soon, and he sold it for what he paid for it. So, like, literally, he just got to use it for that period of time, and no loss. Like he sold it for cost.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, hello puppets, random.org. Give us a winner, please. Number one is Delirium Drew. Congratulations, Drew.
Oh
You are
yeah.
the winner of a pretty good game here.
I'd love to see Drew stream this. How cool is Delirium Drew, man? I
Yeah,
I
awesome dude.
I promise Dave Station VR when his arm gets better. Him and Drew and myself, we're gonna pop one it up.
Yeah, I feel bad for Dave, man. I mean, he could still play some certain things, but that's quite an impediment to
Mm.
playing games, being able to go at it one handed, right?
Yeah, no, he said he tried to play Population One, firing from the hip and climbing with one arm. And talk about limiting yourself and what you can do. I don't know how. I mean, he said it was not that good, so I can't wait for him to get
No,
his arm back and we can get back in there.
maybe we do that for a Monday show topic, right? Games that you can play one handed, because there are games out there you can play one handed. Like you don't. Not every game requires two controllers and two hands. So
YouTube VR, you can absolutely play one handed.
I'm trying to think. There was a game recently, a fairly recent release that's the setup. You needed one controller to play. I don't remember what it was,
Pistol whip,
but yeah, you could play pistol
providing
whip,
it's the right arm.
and providing you can move around quickly without hurting yourself. Yeah,
Oh yeah, can you imagine losing your balance and going to fall on that arm? Just like I'm
yeah.
not, I'm not gonna put my arm out and I'm gonna fall and hit myself hard. Yeah, I had that moment where I pulled that tendon in my hand a few years back, and I couldn't play for 6 weeks, or I don't know. It was like serious gaming. That was horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Onward we go to Zion's Baby Into the Radius. Another good one here, Roots. And again, happy for Jarillo. Jarillo finally got his copy after multiple attempts at our Into the Radius giveaways. He finally got it.
Yeah. How many people entered in this? This is actually a pretty good game. It's one of those games
Three.
that three. Okay, it's one of those games that's if you like this type of game, play is really good, and there's no better way to get it than to get it free.
Yeah, Jarillo said he didn't have any trouble throwing in it. I don't know if he was playing on the Oculus based headset though. The
Index.
throwing issues were in the Oculus thing, and that was really the only issue left in the game last time I played it. Was you had to there was a very specific way that you had to do your throwing motion if you wanted it to go where it needs to go, and it took a while to figure it out.
Well, thank God for you, Wes, because anytime I ever bring this up around Scion, he acts like I've grown a second head out of my shoulder, and I like it. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, nobody else has that issue. I'm like, I could have sworn
PD,
Wes had that issue too. PD as well.
PD.
Yeah, so it's not just me. I mean, and it's funny to this day. He'd be like, "Well, maybe you didn't let go of the trigger fast." We went through it all live. Like he was like, "Try this, try that, try this." It didn't work. But going back in his memory, I didn't try it. So
What you have to do, if they haven't fixed it already, which they might have, what you have to do is you have to do a very slow, very deliberate throwing motion. You can't like throw normally.
hmm,
You have to be very slow and exaggerated with your throwing motion, and then it'll go. But if you do it like fast, it'll just go straight down.
okay. So like in a game where shit's flying, it jumping in my face, I gotta slowly throw my knife,
Yeah,
and that's not happening, dude. My instinct is gonna be to fucking throw that thing. Hopefully
right.
it probably is fixed by now. They've updated this thing a million times. They just keep fixing it better and better. So
Yeah, I would imagine so, considering again the fact that this is the most improvement I've ever seen in a game from entering into early access to current state. I mean, it's like night and day difference. So,
that's true. Jim Hall says it's funny how I keep pulling that same tendon in my hand every time Scion wants me to play Echo VR. It is weird how that happens, right, Jim?
it's strange timing, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's give away this game, Roots. And random.org says that the winner is number 2, which would be Bitey.
Spidey.
Congratulations, Bitey.
Nice.
And
Spidey's gonna join the Into the Radius fold. Person says that stepping analog sticks felt like stepping backwards after getting used to the Vive wands. And all I have to say about the Vive wands is, like, when you have something that works, why are you trying to fix it? Like, we've used controllers and analog sticks our entire lifetime, and all of a sudden HTC wanted to do this fancy trackpad thing that I just don't like it. It just doesn't translate. I just want a joystick. I don't know.
right, I like choices, Roots. I like what for
Climax.
example, Pimax did. They get you want a trackpad, you can have a trackpad. You want a thumbstick, you can have a thumbstick.
Yeah, you want this model? Oh, sorry, we've already changed it to the next model. Oh,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got faith in Pimax. They're always going to be a step behind, but they're in such a ahead in certain areas that eventually they're going to put out a product that's really good.
Well,
I'm not sure if we're there yet.
I'll tell you what, Zazie has one, and he says it works pretty good. He said, once you got used to it, and then, like, I guess when it works, he said it's amazing. So
Yeah, well, that's the case with anything. I kind of feel like it's the same thing with the G2. After you get used to using it and you know how to use it, it's weird when you've only had Oculus forever. Going into something else, it seems like it's more broken than it is. When really, it's just you have to get used to living in this new world. Everything's a little different, and once you get that, it's really not that bad. It's pretty smooth, actually.
yeah, I agree. Mepper says he's having trouble with activating the code. It says it's not displaying the activate window. I don't know if maybe that's maybe restart your Steam and try it again. It's not giving you an error
Activating,
that the code didn't work, right?
activating what?
The Steam code for something, for
To
one of the
for what?
codes he won, I guess.
Mepper. Which game was it that Mepper won?
I'm not sure. Well,
Let's know which.
Cantipu, I don't like the touchpads. I've never used them. I don't like them. Oh, I guess I should try them, but I don't know. I think
Yeah,
they've moved on.
I'll look into it, Mepper. I'm not sure exactly which code it was. I didn't know you were having any kind of issue with it, or maybe you told me and I was distracted or something and didn't remember it.
Onakazi says his Steam needed to update. Maybe it's the same for him as well. So maybe that was the
Okay.
case. Just update it, restart it, and then hopefully it'll work out for you. If not,
Yeah, with the
bug Wes
exception
about it.
with yeah, the 99.9% of our keys either come from Humble Bundle or from directly from developers. So I'm pretty confident in the keys themselves. But if it's something that we have multiples of, I don't care to give you another one.
Oh, okay. He said it
Obviously.
was a key in chat. Says it's the Steam problem, not a key problem. Okay, good.
Oh, is it a chat key? Okay.
Jim, no, that's because we didn't send you your key, dude. Yeah, I thought you were waiting for a Steam key for Ven VR. Jim says his key didn't work either. The one he didn't get.
So was it a key drop in the chat, or was it like
He said that's what he said. He said it was a key in chat. But he said it's a Steam problem, not a key problem. So should be
okay,
fine.
all right, okay, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, key drops, obviously somebody else could have grabbed the key and used it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not sure how that works, but
But if it was like a giveaway key, then yeah, it could be a key problem.
yeah.
Anyway, let's see here. What did we just give away? We just gave away Into the Radius, which means we're moving on to another one of the prizes of the show, Roots. In Death Unchained. Another one of the top games of 2020, in my opinion. Still one of my favorite games. Um,
Another reason why you
well,
need a Quest. You need this platform, right? Because you can't play this on any other platform right now.
Rich, I don't think I could think of a worse game to enter into our competition than In Death Unchained. Can you imagine the fucking untold hours it would take to beat this game? Because it gets harder every time you play it. Like the AI algorithm adjusts the game to make it harder for you when you come back next time.
Are you talking about to finish it for that game thing we were talking about?
Yeah,
finishing. Oh God, yeah. No, this would probably consume. We could just make this the one thing and try
right.
to race each other. I agree. It's one of those games that you're playing, and if you didn't know the way the game works, you're like, man, that this seems fucking harder than it used to be. And you're still at the beginning, and because it scales up as you go along, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And it's just an amazing game, and I can't wait for whoever is going to win this game. This is going to be a great pickup for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what else? Like we could restructure the thing. What you said just then might make a lot of sense. Instead of having a list that we're attacking back and forth, we could play the same games and just race. Winner takes 5 points and then on to the next game till the end of the year, and then we tally the points.
Yeah, that's true.
It's another way we could do it. It would take the strategy out of it though, like if we did it that way, like strategy in picking the games and stuff, versus the like I beat one of Roots' games and get a bonus. You know, it would take that aspect out of it. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll have to think about it. There's so many aspects, all right? So,
Yeah. Again, there's something to be said for simplicity, but in terms of content, there's something to be said for complexity as well. Like it would, uh, if we did one game at a time, somebody might, have a big the middle of the year, whereas with the first the first format we talked about, that's something that could have some wrinkles added into it, and there's ways to make up ground and stuff.
yeah, absolutely. In one way or the
Anyway,
other, it's going to be fun figuring out the new content, right?
yeah, dude, I think it's gonna be a bunch of fun. It's gonna allow us to do what we want to do, which is finish games.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the whole point. Making content out of finishing games, and I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, In Death Unchained goes to, which I guess I need to make sure I got one to give away. Yeah, I do. I've still got one to give away. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, no problem. We got one to give away. The winner is number 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, Quadzilla.
Ooh, Quadzilla.
Quad,
Bringing in the
Quad.
In Death Unchained.
Congratulations, Quadzilla, and it looks like Roots. I've got 2 to give away. I don't know if that means somebody didn't claim one from the chat giveaway or if I just held 2, but I've got 2.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're
So,
gonna give away 2.
so for a second there, someone else was like, fuck. And, ooh, got
Yep.
another chance.
Yeah. I feel this game's too good to sit on, Roots. We got to give it away. If the chat winners didn't step forward by this point, then that's on them. Like it wasn't because I didn't try to contact people. So
Quadzilla says that he's actually out there, says, wow, awesome. Thanks so much. And that's exactly why we love to give away the games, man. Like it's just so cool to get a free game, and especially when it's one this quality. It's like,
dude,
oh man.
this is a badass game, and it's $30 too. It's not like it's a new release, relatively new release with a high price tag, and it's worth the price tag, but the free's way better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's give away one more. 2, 6, Mr. Chip.
Mr.
Congratulations, Mr. Chip.
Yeah, who doesn't love Mr. Chip these days, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Loving it. I'm just
All
curious
right,
to what
so
this is. Is this Oprah? Yeah, there she is. I just wanted to make sure there I missed her. Okay.
anyway, In Death Unchained, dude. Loving it. Still working on DLC for that, I hear. Which is crazy because the way they've already supported it.
Delirium Drew just dropped in the house, dude. Delirium Drew, you won a copy of Hello Puppets VR earlier.
Absolutely, you did.
Yep.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
All right, and this next one we're giving away, Roots here. This one was kind of a consolation prize. This wasn't one that we gave away during the 2020 show. This was one that was one of those cases where we gave away a game and then somebody else should have won it. So I gave away all the copies we had of that game. But I said, you know what? As a consolation to some people who are watching this later, we've got a good one for you too. and I told people to enter for a chance to win Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which is, in my opinion, to this day, one of the very best games in VR.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing, and that'd be an amazing game to win, right? Oh my god.
Dude, yeah, it's amazing. It's a flat game. You don't have to play it in VR, but if you're playing it flat, you're missing out because this game is stunning in VR, and it plays like a flat game, but that's not such a bad thing. It's fun, and I love it. It's one of the games that constantly when I'm considering what am I going to play, I always consider maybe going back into Hellblade, even though I've already beat it. Um, it's just so good.
Yeah, it's an amazing game.
Anyway, we only had two people enter for Hellblade, which was surprising, which I guess, both of these guys are new people. Well, maybe not. Well, one of them's new, and then the other one relatively new, or at least new to making comments. Like he's not somebody always commenting. So maybe they've been around longer than I know. But I kind of feel like the people who've been in our community for a while already know about Hellblade and probably already own it, and that's why we didn't have more people enter for it.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. It's been on sale. We've talked about it several times, so I guarantee people have picked it up for
I
sure.
remember when we saw that the minimum spec on this was 1080, and we were like freaked out because like who has the 1080, right? Like like
Now
most
it's
people don't have 1080s, right?
yeah, now it's like, please.
Like my kid's computer's behind me here, and it's got a 1080 in it. You know what I mean? It's his budget bill we just gave him for Christmas.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's it's showing where we're at VR or I guess video card wise. So
Yeah, I need to go watch. Nvidia did their CES presentation today. I need to go watch and see what came out. I'm sure there's some news in there somewhere.
yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Anyway, let's give away this awesome game. Congratulations, or I'm sorry, good luck to both of you gentlemen. And the winner is number one, High Warlord Occurrence. See, I don't know who this is. This obviously is a new viewer, but congratulations, High Warlord Occurrence. Hit me up on our Discord. Link is in the description, and we will get you your key.
Yeah, Hellblade, what an amazing game.
Absolutely. All right. Now this next one, we've got a winner by default. We've got 3 games here that only one single person entered for.
Hmm.
I gotta feel like most people probably own these games, but I'm gonna let him have his choice. The games are Hangman and Operation Warcade, which are 2 Ivanovich titles. You know, but I haven't played Hangman, but Operation Warcade's awesome. And then Grip. He's the only one who entered for Grip. And so Stealthy Living, buddy, winner's choice. You can have any one of those that you want. Just hit me up on Discord. Tell me which game that you want, and I'll be more than happy to give it to you. The Stealthy Living Roots, the gentleman who gave Speedy Rebel his copy of Saints and Sinners. So
Oh, nice.
salt
Well,
of the earth here.
I'll tell you what. I vote that if he doesn't pick Grip, we should give Tiffany Grip because we need to get her into Grip.
Well, there you go. So if we end up with an extra one, there's your game. She was asking where's her game at, right? So that can be her game, right? We can give her Grip.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she doesn't have it. I mean, people were dropping Grip codes in the chat like left and right during the 2020 show, like just dropping them in there. People randomly coming in and dropping codes.
Well, I know that I've bought Grip for several different people just because it's usually you can get a good deal on it, and it's just cool to get new people into the game, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, if we don't end up with a code for her, we'll get one for her. So
yeah.
so she can play. That's a great game.
Yeah, so Andrew Kuros has a good point. He's kind of mad about the 3060 being 12 gigabytes when a 3070 is only 8. And I'm starting to feel like we're getting into the point with video cards where it needs to be more than 8. It needs to be like 12, 16, like I don't know. I mean, not every game needs to be, but having that extra VRAM really makes a big difference, and I don't think people realize how much it does. So,
Yeah, I really hadn't kept up with the stats on the 3060. Like by the time that thing released, I settled on the card that I'm going to keep, and I really hadn't been watching it like I was before, so I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that the 3060 actually has more VRAM than than even like a 1080 Ti. That's crazy.
that is crazy. Well, you know what's also crazy is that you don't want to spend a bunch of time looking at video cards after you spent like 3 weeks straight trying to get that shit. I'm sure you never want to go through that again.
Right. Well, I'm still was kind of holding out hope that that I could buy up to a 3080 Ti just for that, for the VRAM, because it is kind of low now. Not that I've experienced any issues other than the Steam VR issue I talked about earlier.
Yeah,
Everything else, it's pretty much just sliced and diced and shredded right through it, no problem.
that's good.
Um, Even like when I was playing Lone Echo the other day, or even like what was I was playing something else, man, that I had like uh, people say that you should set the G2 to like 60% in Steam. I jacked it up to 80, which was like something like 3200 by 3200 or something like that, which is something nuts, right? So then I went in the game and jacked it up to 150%. And I shot a video. It was VNVR is what it was. And I shot a video on top of it. And it ran flawlessly. It's perfect and like beautifully clear.
Well, and you're also running a really good processor as well. That makes a big difference as well, right?
It depends on what you're playing. In some games it does, others it doesn't.
But you just have
Gamer
no
chick,
bottleneck either way. Either way, you're not running into that bottleneck, which is exactly where you want to be, right?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy with the changes we made in the under the hood there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gamer Chick asked me, "Nice, Wes. What are they playing? Minecraft and Among Us?" Or asking about my kid, I imagine. Actually, he's been playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Mario 64. He's a big time into retro gaming, which is uh, crazy because I mean he's what 10 years old, 11 years old, and he, his main interest are retro games. So like he's all about playing Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Genesis. And so the first thing that he did, I set up this big, fairly powerful gaming PC for him. The first thing he did, was start playing emulators on it, which was kind of funny.
So he's probably a big John Riggs fan then, huh?
He might be. I'm not sure. He does watch a lot of this
Retro stuff.
retro gaming stuff on YouTube. So yeah, he might be actually a Riggs fan. By the
Cool.
way, shout out Riggs. That guy hanging out over an hour in the chat during the
I know
2020
that was
show.
cool, right? Yeah,
Yeah, totally unexpected and totally cool.
it was.
Anyway, no, they do like Minecraft. By the way, all my kids at different periods kind of get on these Minecraft kicks. But now this guy can play it in VR on his computer, which is pretty cool.
And that is cool. PSVR without parole in the house.
Oh, hey, what's up, Brian? I assume that's Brian. Thanks for stopping by, friend. Turbo Graphics. He's not familiar with the Turbo Graphics. He's really kind of a Nintendo fanboy. Really, he's heavily into the old Nintendo stuff, but he does, of course, like some of the Sega Genesis. The first thing he went into Steam, and there's that Sega Genesis Classics game, which even I think it has VR support too if you plug in. But he went straight to that thing and played Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Hmm.
That was the first thing he did, and he was on that for like a week.
Yeah, my son used to love that game when he was your son's age. Like he was all about Sonic, bro.
Like, for example, this gaming computer was pretty much his whole Christmas, but we did manage to get him a few other little smaller things. We got him Dr. Mario for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and we got him Super Mario Land 2 for his Game Boy Advance. So
Hmm.
this is the type of stuff he's into. So
Has he ever tried Kirby's Air Ride?
now he's got a bunch of Kirby's games. I'm not familiar with that one
Hmm.
specifically.
One of my favorites was Kirby's Avalanche, and that was kind of like a Dr. Mario, but it was like a mix, and it was super cool. Now you got me
Yeah, we
thinking
had
retro, damn it. The hell?
yeah, we had that. We had that Kirby's Avalanche on their Wii. I took their Wii and jailbroke it so that you can play like the older games on it. And one of the games we put on it was Kirby's Avalanche.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool game. Very competitive.
Gamer Chick says her kids suck. I hope they don't read that.
Yeah, like they're like, "Oh, mom, what the hell, bro? That's not cool."
No, my kids. Yeah, I think my son looks up to me quite a bit because he's like hammering me to put OBS on his computer so he can start making videos and shit.
Mm.
Um,
Well, that'd be cool, man. You know, there's a lot of cool kid streamers and content creators out there.
he's
So
got a channel. I just I won't let him put his face on it or his name or anything. He's got like I don't know, 15 or 20 subs on it.
it's pretty smart. You know, I'm baffled at some of the stuff that's on TikTok and people's schools and like their real name and like what city, and I'm like, why? You know, and their kids. I'm like, this is like got bad news all over it everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's topsy-turvy world. We've talked about it a million times.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got tight restrictions on him, but I do let him upload gameplay with some commentary on it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
anyway, well, let's move along here. And again, Stealthy Living, any Hangman, Operation Warcade, Grip, any of those you want, just hit me up in Discord. It's yours. And we're gonna give away a copy of Akron Return or Attack of the Squirrels. This is from Resolution Games. Shout out to them. Big thanks for donating the keys. Um, Akron, remember which platform they gave that to us on? I think
Probably
Quest, maybe.
Steam. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm
Give me a second. I'll tell you.
I don't have a lot of these these videos, man. I can't show you guys
Yeah,
Akron. You know that game with the tree
you
and the little
called
acorn.
it. You called it, Roots. It is a Steam key, and we had a few people enter for it actually. So let's
Nice.
see who the winner is. According to random.org, the winner is number 2, which is Kenty Poo. Kenty Poo winning again for a third time. So again, bro, you got your choice. Obviously we didn't have the quest key of the Walking Dead anymore, but you won Apex Construct or Akron Attack of the Squirrels. So either one that you want. It's all you, bro. And for those of you wondering, like after these people pick, what are we going to do with the other key? I'll give them away. I'll draw again, and I'll just tell people like I'll contact them on the YouTube comment or maybe in Discord. Uh, all of the keys will be given away. It might take us to the 2021 show to get rid of all of them, Roots, but they will all be given away.
Yeah, well, that's good. Gamer Chick says, this is predictive programming. Oh, this is I'm adding that part. She said, what if this game makes me sick? This guy's been puking for the last 5 minutes all over the screen.
It's
And
not as bad as you think. It's
it,
not as bad as it looks. I promise.
but if it is, you can always go to third person. So you're not like in the thing. It's you can actually pull out. It's cool. It's one of the coolest racing games I've ever played. Um,
Absolutely. It's neck and neck with Wipeout, and Wipeout's a masterpiece. So
yeah.
it's super fast. It's very disorienting. Don't get me wrong. It's not that it's not disorienting. It is pretty much the whole game is trying to regain orientation after you go flying off the track. But as far as like motion sickness, not really ever. It hasn't really ever got me in the stomach ever.
What's
So
so cool about this game, because it is a flat game, there's so much more thought to the levels. Like you fly off the track and you hit another track that you didn't even know was there, and there's just so many layers to everything. And
yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
like Radio G in that aspect where you think you're about to crash, but then you find yourself upside down on another track.
Yeah, and you're like, oh
Uh,
shit, what the hell happened? Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of people in the Discord play this one, so it's not one that you have to go into by yourself unless you just want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Roots, another good one to give away here. Budget Cuts 2, platform open, and I guess we'll just go ahead and we talked at the top about this kid entering it for the quest. We'll go ahead and leave him in because we've only got one other person in the entered for it anyway. So if he can put it on PC and he wins, we'll give it to him. If not, we'll give it away again or hold it for another giveaway. Who knows?
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Anyway, winner is, by the way, a great stealth game. Budget cuts too. Way better than the first one.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely crazy. I need to get back into this one as well.
And the winner is
Kenty Poo?
Kenty Poo.
Oh wow. Man.
Kenty Poo. So that's your choice, bro. Again, Kenny Poo's like the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, man. He's winning everything.
Yeah. Yeah, he's run away with all the awards.
He's
For
in the
sure.
next one too. He's in the running for the next game too. And like this one, only 2 people entered for it.
Person says he wants budget cuts too. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a pretty cool
Well,
game.
I'll tell you what, person, we might could arrange that if
Kenty
Kenny
Poo.
Poo doesn't want it and nobody else entered for it. So I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
Sounds
We'll
good to
work
me.
it out. Again, we'll find homes for all of these games.
Yeah.
Blast on, Roots. Blast on. Another. I don't even have this one.
I don't either.
But it looks cool. Bullet Hell Dueling. Again from our friends at Resolution Games. Cool people there. But I don't know, man. It just seems like the timing on this one when it came out, we were distracted by other things. And I just never got around to it.
There's a lot of games that happens to, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's just 2 of us and we can only play so many.
Yeah. Well, and you get wrapped up into whatever. A lot of it's just, how things fall and they just kind of just ends up happening, right?
But
So,
for the most part, people who played this game said it's pretty cool. So I swear if Kenny Poo wins this one, bro, I'm gonna lose it.
so are you're picking budget cuts too, it looks like. That's cool. If so far, it may change again.
Well, let me ask you, Kenny Poo, if you had your choice between that and Blast On, what would you pick? Probably budget cuts too, right? That's what I would pick.
Yeah, so we could just probably pick somebody else, right? Avoid the
Yeah. So let's just do that. Pico guy, congratulations. You are the winner of Blast On.
and like what a name, Pico Guy, dude. Interesting thing about Pico Guy, I was actually gonna pick that name, but somebody had already taken it. Now I know who it is. It's
There
you.
you go. So yeah, Pico guy, congratulations on Blast On. Kenny Poo, congratulations on budget cuts too. I don't know, Roots. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with the budget cuts too.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
a tight game. Anyway, one more to give away. Creed, Rise to Glory. Another one, Roots. Amazingly, I've never played Creed, and it actually looks
What?
pretty fun to me. And I do have it, but never tried it.
That's weird. You never tried it, huh?
Nope, never tried it.
Yeah, see, I mean, I've tried it. I was, everybody raved about this game for a lot of different reasons. I was more of like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So what was that game that that was boxing that was like that?
Oh yeah, there was a knockout. Was it knockout
League or
league?
something. Yeah,
Knockout league. Yeah.
that drew me in because it was just like I loved Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? But this game is a little bit
Yeah.
more realistic and it goes along the lines of the story, I guess, or Rocky. So,
Yeah. A lot of people like this game. And interesting thing about Mike Tyson's Punch Out, like literally yesterday or the day before, just for shits and giggles, I sit and watch a full playthrough of it. Like just watch somebody play Punch Out on YouTube.
that's crazy. Did they? I had some Bald Bull, Glass Joe. Like I remember how to beat so many of them. I could go into them right now and juke and jive and take them out.
Hey, dude, 007-373-5963. That's the code to get to Mike Tyson. It's burned in forever.
I was like, what is he reading off? I don't remember that. Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was my first Nintendo game other than, the Mario that came with it. I think the first one other than that was Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, Mario was so good, dude. Because I remember playing in the arcade, and then I was able to play the exact game in my own home that was in the arcade, which was, didn't happen before, right?
All right.
It's cool.
Anyway, person, congratulations. You are the winner
Oh wow.
of Creed. Rise of the Lord.
Nice. Who doesn't love person, dude? These days.
A lot of people. Anyway, that's it, man. I think that's it. Hopefully, I didn't miss anything. I went over the list twice. That was all that I saw. So, congratulations, winners. You know what to do. Hit me up on Discord. We'll get you your keys. If we got keys left over, we'll figure out a way so that everybody gets a game. I think we got enough for everybody literally to get a game, Roots.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did promise people I was going to stream tonight, and I am still going to fulfill that. So if you were looking to watch me do some Pop One, it will be happening in a little bit. So.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess we need to bounce out then because we were trying to not be late, and we've been on for a while now.
Ah, no, yeah, the show always comes first. As a matter of fact, and it's like usually I wouldn't. I'd be like, screw it, I'm not gonna. I promised Messi I'd play with him, but I don't know if he's gonna be around or not. But we'll see. So.
All right. Well, with that said, I think that's it. We'd like to thank you all once again for watching. Quick note: we are going to be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. So tune in on Sunday for Virtual Strangers. I don't even remember what the number is. Roots 89, I think maybe, or 90.
I'm not sure
And
even.
then,
It'll be good to get back on a regular schedule. You'll be able to know every Sunday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day.
Right. I'd say that it's highly likely that one of our shows moves days. Now that might mean the Sunday show going back to Saturday again, which I don't really. I like our spot that we're in right now. It's a good time for Europe and the United States and California. Everybody can kind of show up where we're at right now. So I don't know. I don't know about moving that one. And I like the Monday show being on Monday. So I don't know. Maybe we won't move any of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we could be adding a third show occasionally, right?
We're definitely, but that one's not going to be like a regular series. It's just going to be a kind of
Impromptu.
one here and one there as we get them finished. It's going to take some work to produce those, but it's going to be awesome when it comes together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will end the show the same way you begin. I will remember to tell you guys to subscribe. Hit the bells, do the things, click everything, right?
Yeah, click all the things. Click the Discord invitation. Click the bell. Click the thumbs. Click all of it. I mean, it all helps. The internet, it's a click factory. Even like these advertisers, that's how they determine how much they pay is by how many clicks people give. So literally, you have currency in your mouse, and you can just give money away, free money to everybody by clicking stuff. So click it all.
Who doesn't love free money?
Let's see here. Onakazi says the last numbered show is number 88. So we'll be back for number 89 on Sunday, and then number, I guess, 69. Monday show 69, Roots.
Ooh.
Special episode. You know who loves 69?
It's
My mom!
just about to throw that out there, dude. You caught it before me, bro.
Person says bacon is delicious, and it is. And like, you can't convince me that the success of Kevin Bacon at least does have some sort of something to do with his name.
I agree, and I question your soul if you don't like bacon because the taste of it tastes so good, Wes.
It does. Anyway, on that note, we'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you next week, friends. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.